Listen up, the soap you shower with, it's you probably haven't even questioned what bar of soap you lather up with. Let's face it, most guys don't. They're still using whatever bar their mommy bought for her little man. Is that what you want? To smell like mama's little man? Ugh. But now you can upgrade your shower game with Dr. Squatch Natural Soap. I'm talking about natural, nourishing, cold-pressed, hand-cut soap for men. Men who use their hands. Men who build things. Men who open the pickle jar on the first try. Men who catch foul balls without spilling their beer. You won't just smell good either. Your skin will be healthier and more nourished. Dare I say, soft. Oh, men aren't supposed to have soft skin? Yeah, well, men weren't supposed to cry during movies. And then they made the movie Rudy. He's so little. You want to smell like the forest? Boom, pine tar, we've got you. You want to smell like the sea? Boom, nautical sage, we've got you. You want to smell like you just got off a boat in the Caribbean? Boom, bay rum, we've got you. And with 6 more cents, we've got you covered no matter what kind of man you are. Now you're wondering, why have I been doing it wrong for so long? During the First World War, big soap started taking out all the natural ingredients to make production cheaper and faster. And they replaced all the natural stuff with chemicals. Chemicals like sodium lauryl sulfate, parabens, and dioxane. Chemicals linked to depression, liver damage, cancer, and low sperm count. And worst of all, dry skin. Oh, your poor balls, all dry, empty, and sad. But there's good news. We make our soaps with natural ingredients from the earth. Ingredients like oils, plants, goat's milk, Greek yogurt, oatmeal, shea butter, and citrus. No. Turn your shower game up to 11. With the smooth lather of gold moss or the exfoliating woodsy bliss that is pine tar. Get ready to step out of the shower feeling alive. Still not sure? Here's a couple reviews from real customers. Joseph S. says,
"This is the perfect bar of soap. It's like it was handcrafted in the Northwest Forest by beautiful tiny elves."
Oh, tiny elves isn't enough for you? Well, here's another review from Michael A.
It makes you feel like you just stepped out of a mountain stream, and Squatch was there to hand you the towel.
It's time for you to get the right tool for the job, because you're worth it, my friend. We ship it right to your door. And with a 100% satisfaction guarantee, if it's not the best bar of soap you've ever used, it's on us. Tens of thousands of men already soapscribe, which means that every month, fresh new bars of Squatch show up at their door. Click the link for Dr. Squatch Natural Soap. Real soap for real men. Or don't, and continue to be mommy's little helper.
That's a wrap.
All right, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Did he click it yet? Did he click the link? He hasn't clicked the link? I would have heard about the dry, sad balls. Oof. Man, what's this guy doing? Click the link, man. Step up your shower game.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Sunday night right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. My name is Chris. With me, as always, my good friend Rick Hammond Jr. Rick, how are you doing tonight, bud?
I'm doing fabulous, boss man. How you doing? It's Sunday night here, man. I'm ready to go.
No better way to start your work week than to do it right here. Sunday night, every Sunday night, on the Turn 3 Racing Network. It's the TRJ Karting.com Blazing Pedals Truck Series. And we are proud to be bringing you the very last race of the regular season for this season, Rick. This is going to be a good one.
This is going to be a good one, man. We're here at Gateway. You know, it's looking good out there. The trucks are handling fairly well, it looks like, so far here in practice. And I've been watching the 88. He's back in the Dew Crew paint scheme, Chris, this week, and he's sitting on number 1 right now of practice, so that's pretty cool. Getting here, bringing it done, and like you said, you know, we've been racing for a long season so far, and now we're finally finishing up the end of the regular season. And when we come back here in 2 weeks, it's going to be the start of the chase, so that's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool. We are not going to be here next Sunday. Labor Day weekend. So that's cool, and we'll be ready to go in 2 weeks from tonight. But Rick, I believe you've got Terry Foster standing by on the radio.
Yes, sir. Mr. Terry Foster, you got Rick and Chris up here in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
I do, guys. How you guys doing?
Oh, man, I'm doing fabulous. Chris?
Yeah, doing great.
There we're ready to go, man.
Good. Hey, you mind grabbing Mr. our fearless leader, Mark Arthur? He knows up. Mark Arthur, you got me?
I do.
Hey, man. Hey, thanks for joining me tonight, buddy. Just a couple things, Mark. Halfway through the season, brother, we got one more race tonight, and we head to the championship stuff. In your opinion, Mark, with what's going on this season, how do you feel we're doing, man?
Well, I mean, it started off a little rough, and we've gotten better. I mean, we've had to put out some rules. I'm sure everybody's seen, and to try to clean up the racing. But for the most part, it did clean up until we got to Martinsville last week, and everybody lost their minds. So I don't know how many people know, but we did instill an incident limit now, and it's 20 incidents on short tracks, 16 incidents from 1 mile to 1.4 mile, and 12 for 1.5 and over, and 0 for road course and super speedways. And it's just an attempt to try to clean it all up.
Well, yeah, you had my vote on it too, man, when you asked us about all that stuff. With the changes we made right about the halfway mark, do you feel them changes helped us? Unfortunately, we had to let drivers go. Do you feel that kind of helped us out a little bit?
I do. There was a lot of drama. I mean, everybody, I've got no hard feelings or ill will toward anybody. And everybody always thinks they can do it better or they know a better way. I've been in iRacing for about, I'm going on my 8th year now. I've seen a lot of things in a lot of leagues, and I'm not saying I'm the best, but I know a lot of things that work and a lot of things that don't, and I've tried to put those in, and I've seen some other leagues do some pretty cool things like the tire limits. I stole that from Cesra, and I love it because it kind of evens out the field and allows people to put strategy in. And there's some people just want to show up to the track and race, and they don't want to think about strategy and things. Of course, they don't like it, because when they're not thinking about strategy and seeing what their car will do with old tires and stuff, then they're not winning. But at least this one allows for people to outthink you in a race, and I kind of like that aspect of it.
Well, kind of on that, I know we've had, without looking, man, I know we've had so many different winners this season, and I tell you what, I know I ain't one of them, but I'm happier than hell that what's going on with us right now is great. I'm enjoying the racing a whole lot more, and I know a lot of the other guys are too. On the different winners, I mean, do you think we're still going to see some of that yet this season?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, in the beginning of the season, I think we were at like 7 races. I think we had 6 different winners. To me, that's awesome. I mean, you can't get any better platform than that when you have so many different winners. To me, the system was working, and some people had a problem with it, and like I say, no hard feelings, and if you find a league that's better, go for it, but this is the way this league's going to be ran,
right.
So, just had to put it down there, and people didn't like the sternness, and brought Brian in as a race director. He's very stern and very direct and very professional in my opinion, and people didn't like that too, and some people moseyed on out after he had to make some tough calls, but tough attitude calls, correcting people, and but for the most part it's gotten better. And like I say, I'd rather have 43 slow racers that have a great attitude and have a great time out there racing each other and having fun than 10 people with for lack of a better term, just an ego that they're the fastest and they're going to whoop everybody and constantly complaining when there's a bump or something like that. I'd much rather have the people slow and cordial and getting along with each other and just having a good time.
Well, I know you and I bumped heads a few times, both of us being admins and stuff, but we get along great, I feel. I want to thank you for everything you're doing for us. I mean, I think you give us one hell of a platform to race on each and every week, and I enjoy it. So thanks a lot for that. One last thing I have for you, brother. Do you feel we still have a sleeper in the Blazing Pedals yet this year?
Well, Jamie is pretty good and Jamie is pretty consistent. So it's going to be tough for people if Jamie shows up every week. It's going to be tough for them to beat him, barring him having any problems. I mean, Jamie's tough, but there's some other people up there that they might get one from Jamie if he has some problems. And some of the tracks we have in the final, in the playoffs, there's some good chances of some problems. So, there's Martinsville, there's DeRoval. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity out there for anybody in the top 10 actually to have some problems, and the way it is with a 2-race elimination, I mean, if you have a bad race, one race, it's almost all but killed your championship hopes.
Right.
There's not a third race to try to make up for it. So if you don't win that second race, your chances of being eliminated are high.
Right. Well, that's all I got for you, bro. I appreciate you taking your time out. I know you and Sam are up there busy. So, guys, that's all I got for them. You guys have anything?
No, I just go ahead, Rick.
I was just going to say thank you for, everything that you've done for us too. I mean, we love coming out here Sunday nights and having fun with you guys.
Oh man, I love it too. I hope it continues. We've been talking, but I just hope it keeps going the way it's been going. I mean, I couldn't ask for better broadcasters.
Yeah,
I'm with you, brother.
It's been a lot of fun, and the other thing, Mark, that's been a lot of fun is the truck count. The number of drivers you guys have pulled over this season is absolutely amazing. Has been since the very first race green flag drop, and tonight it looks like we've got 25, 26 drivers getting ready to go right here at Gateway. So Mark and Terry, thank you very much, and we're gonna shut your radios down and get busy because we've got some stuff to go over.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Oh, hey, big shout out to Sam. Happy birthday.
Oh, we were gonna get there too. You killed it.
I didn't even think
Oh
about it. Happy birthday, Sam.
you killed it. That was next on my list. Well, check that one off. Terry took care of it already. All right, guys.
Thanks, man.
Good luck tonight.
Thanks, buddy. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
And that was Terry Foster and Mark Arthur. Terry Foster strapping into the 86, getting ready to qualify in about 30 seconds. Mark Arthur, one of the two admins. He is the league owner. One of the two admins that live admins these races. That means, guys, he comes out every Sunday night and he watches these things as much as he would love to be racing in them. He's out there, he's watching them and making sure all the rules are being followed. We've been watching Dalton Kilroe in the T3RN Chevy Silverado for a little bit of this practice. He's looking good out there. Dalton right now running 5th in line during the practice session. Qualifying coming right up right after this. Jaden Dahlberg going to be the first one out on track, Rick, and this is a big track. It's 1.25 miles. And right now, temperature very much in the driver's favor. 78 degrees out there tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that air temperature sitting at 77, Chris. Like you said, track temperature sitting at 78. That's going to be perfect for these guys. The tires are really going to hold up here. I mean, we're in for a really good race here. We got 200 laps. That's going to equal out to about 250 miles here tonight. Stage 1's going to be ending on lap 50. Stage 2, 100, and then it's going to be a shootout for 100 laps. So that's going to be a good time. And one thing these guys have to worry about, though, pit road speed, only 45 miles per hour, Chris. So they really got to gear it down if we have some green flag pit stops here.
Yeah, definitely got to bring that up again. 45 miles an hour. It's really tough to get down to that speed here, Rick. You get used to kind of being out on that big track. Very, very fast back stretch. The front stretch, no slouch either, but you get off from that back stretch, make that corner, and then boom, all of a sudden there's pit road, and you got to commit to it, and you got to watch those speeds. Well, like I said, we got a large group of drivers out there right now. Jaden Dahlberg, first truck out there, has the pole with a 32.967. Dalton Kilrow in the Turn 3 Racing Network Chevy Silverado out on track. He took the pole away from Jaden Dahlberg, and he did it in fine fashion on 32.133. And there are a few other guys out there right now. We've got Blake Decker in the 92, Brian Dees in the 17. Dees takes over second from Dahlberg, a 32.731. So far, everybody in the 32s. Will somebody be able to squeeze off an extra tenth or so and get down into that 31 range? We're going to find out here in a little bit. Still a lot of qualifying left to go. 7 minutes, 50 seconds left. Dalton Kilrow still holding on to that lead. Blake Decker in the 92 bumps D's down one spot, takes over second spot with the 92. Old Woodside, he's been having a good couple of weeks, Rick.
Yeah, he really has, Chris. I mean, been turning and burning as much as he can and doing a good job. I mean, you know, he will get into some scrapes, but he just keeps digging, and that's one thing I like about Decker, Chris. He doesn't give up. He gets back out there, gets that truck fixed, and just continues on, and usually it works into his favor.
Yeah, Blake Decker cruising around this track, trying to show people how to do it, and he is right there, man. You know, he's a couple of tenths off. Not bad deal. Now we wait. Who's going to be next on track? It's going to be the 4. The Copenhagen number 4 Chevy Silverado, going to be driven tonight by Christopher Tate. Tate getting his warm-up lap out of the way. Down that front stretch. It is a little bit slower than the back stretch here, Rick, but it's a great opportunity to set up turn number 1.
And that's what it all comes down to. I mean, you got to be really careful on the corners here, Chris. We've got the rumble strips going on there on the apron, but that can upset the trucks here if the guys get just a little too low. But it seems like everybody, I mean, we did a race here last Wednesday, and, you know, the track temperature was a little bit warmer, but these trucks are sliding around. But these guys really being able to hold it down right where they need it to be. As you see Tate really close down to that apron right there. He actually got on the rumble strips, but he was okay. He just set himself up, gained a lot of speed right there.
Tate comes across the line, third spot so far, 32.372. Not sure why his name isn't showing up. That's kind of odd. We move over to the 39. That's Jacob Sayers. Sayers in that Harpoon, number 39, trying to build up some speed.
Kind of the rookie member there of the Dr. Squatch racing team. I like that. I love that color on that truck, Chris. It just looks beautiful. It works good with the black front colors. It shines out. Nice rims going.
Yeah, it sure does look good. So
Tate,
Tate,
give a quick.
Whoops. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I'm just gonna say I want to give a quick shout out to Tim out there in chat. He is Mr. Pepto. He's doing good. Everybody out here in Turn 3 Racing Network land. We appreciate y'all being here.
Yeah, a lot of fun bringing you all the action here every Sunday night. And now we're on board Terry Foster. Terry driving the Kodiak Chevy Silverado. I think I knew who painted that. They did a pretty good job. I'm going to confess, though, this new monitor, I can actually see things a little bit more clear. And yeah, it looks pretty darn good.
Yeah, whoever painted that did a fabulous job for what, I mean, it's hard to find tobacco related stuff now that's actually high def and looks good, just because they don't do the advertising that they used to. So it was pretty tough, but Terry's happy with the paint. That's what matters.
Yeah, happy with the paint and happy with the qualifying spot so far. 7th, 32.917. And look who's out on track. It's the Duke crew leader himself, the 88 Jamie Foster, getting set to qualify his truck. Jamie Walker hasn't had the luck in the last couple of weeks. Really since that All-Star break, Rick, he hasn't had a lot of luck, maybe just the week before that even. But Walker on top in the points and trying to figure it out again, and he gets loose here during his qualifying effort and shuts it down. That lets us go over to the number 12. That's going to be Josh Hawks. Josh Hawks, the only thing he's fearing out there is the Reaper.
You know, it's actually kind of cool that he's running that paint because everybody kind of forgot about Sons of Anarchy, Chris, but there it is once again.
Yeah, that was a good show.
The Redwood original is out there in that number 12 right now, putting down some fast times, doing what he has to do. We'll see what it's going to come out as he comes down through the backstretch.
Speaking of fast times, in second spot qualifying, Derek Polson pulls in a 32.324. That knocks Decker and everybody else down one. So Polson trying to kind of straighten his season out. Really tough racing over the last couple of weeks for him as well. Last week, no exception.
Oh yeah, I knew that 12 was going to be coming in fast, Chris. Right now, he's sitting in second place in the starting grid here with a 32.277. That was just a warm-up lap, man. He's just getting that truck up to speed.
Yeah, no doubt.
Roscoe came in with a number 1. He's sitting there in 7th position, or actually just got bumped down to 8th position now with a 32.565.
Yeah, he got knocked down one position because Taylor the Butcher Benjamin fired off a 32.288, good enough for third. He moves everybody down one spot, including his teammate Derek Polson. So the Butcher looking to try and get towards the front here tonight. Another one of those drivers didn't have any luck last week whatsoever. In fact, didn't finish the race.
Yeah, he was having a really good, strong run, and then all of a sudden, boom, it just happened, Chris, and he actually had to retire from the race a little early.
Yeah, last week tough on a lot of drivers out there. They're looking to kind of get it back out on track and get ready for the next, well, I guess not the next, but the first round of the championship run here. And this young man right here continues to impress. It's the 16 coming out on track, driven by Ian Habiuk. Habiuk is the son of Tim Habiuk, sponsor of this league. Again, check him out, guys. TRJkarting.com. Tim did something really cool on the website. If you go to TRJkarting.com, Rick will have to fill you in on the rest of the details there. I forget exactly how it goes, but he has a spot on his website now just for sim racers and equipment and gear that sim racers may find beneficial while they're practicing their craft. Ooh, Ian gets a little bit loose heading into the corner, and he may not have enough time to get back out there and qualify. So with a minute left, about half of the field has qualified, and so far Alex Hicks in the 53. He threw down a brutal time, 32.123, knocking Kilrow and the rest down. And the 53 is coming here to fight. And as I say that, look at Dakota Todd, 32.063. Todd has been really on fire the last few weeks. Not going to be long before we're talking to him as the race winner.
Now, a couple cool, interesting things about tonight, Chris. As you can see, the track is starting to get dark, so we are going to be transitioning to night. So that's something that these drivers have to worry about and think about as they go around this track after the start of the race. I mean, it's going to start. We're going to be under some, not really sunny, but it's going to be cool. It's going to drop down, and, you know, they're going to have to worry about that. We have 3 tire changes tonight. Drivers can either take 4 tires 3 times, or they can take 2 and 2 and 2, or however they want to do it. But only 3 times can that truck go up on the track.
Well, it looks like we're enjoying some fall-like weather here at Gateway Motorsports Park as the track temperature changes a little bit. Now up to 88 degrees, but the sun is coming down, clouds are out, and we're getting ready to grid. Tonight on the pole, it's going to be the 8, driven by Dakota Todd. To his outside, going to be the 53 of Alex Hicks, and that just starts the very long list of drivers we've got out there tonight. Starting on the inside, second row, going to be the 24, driven by Dalton Kilrow. Joshua Hawks going to be starting to his outside. On the inside, row number 3, it's going to be Taylor, the Butcher Benjamin, driving his 10 Dr. Squatch car to his outside. Driving the number 1, it's Ty Morosco. On the inside, next row, it's going to be the number 6, driven by Derek Paulson, with Blake Decker in the 92 to his outside. Starting in 9th position tonight's going to be Christopher Tate, driving his number 4, with Brian McRae starting on his outside. Rick, the next row, comprised of Brian Dees in the number 17 to the inside, and just outside of him, Jacob Sayers in the number 39.
And starting row number 7 is going to be the 36 of Jaden Dahlberg, starting 13th. Next to him, the man himself, number 86, Terry Foster, going to be starting in 14th. Row number 8 is going to be the 88 of Jamie Walker in 15th, and the 68 of Ashton Slice in 16th. Then we got Tyler Dugan in his 25 Tennessee Volunteers, going to be starting 17th. The 97 Jeff Hartline going to be starting in 18th. Row number 10 is going to be 44 Aaron Poppy Bacco, we're starting 19th. Next to him, the 38 of Hunter King in 20th. Got the number 3 of Corey Sherman starting out row number 11. Next to him is the 40 of Todd Hatcher, 22nd. Then we got Chris Williams starting 23rd in row number 12. Philip Falling starting 24th. Nick O'Kay in his 9 starting 25th in row number 13. Next to him, the 16 Ian Habiuk starting 26th. And rounding out the field, Chris, going to be the number 5, Hank Aston starting 27th.
A big field here tonight. 27 trucks getting set to go green. And Dakota Todd in the 8 going to be leading them to that green flag. Very soon, pace car is going to drop off, and that Ford Mustang does it right now, and we take off. Getting ready for the green flag. Dakota Todd hits the loud button. Here we go. Dakota Todd with a really nice restart. Not enough, though, as already the 53 has found his way around. The 53 of Alex Hicks, your race leader. Dakota Todd sitting in second, Kilrow third. Heading down that long backstretch, Joshua Hawks in fourth, Ty Morosco rounding out the top 5. The inside line, very hard to pass here, Rick. We're going to see if it'll come into play at all. We know from past experience, you want to be about a lane or so up from the bottom. That's where the speed is. And that's exactly where a lot of these guys are driving already.
I mean, I think once that track starts rubbering down, Chris, I think everybody can start switching lanes. Maybe when we go under the lights there, we'll see it change. I mean, especially through mid-race, you'll see a lot of guys running up high, and then they'll start switching down to going low. Right now, one guy that's going low, it's going to be the number 6, Derek Paulson, going on the inside of his teammate. That's the Butcher and that 10 machine. It's like Paulson was able to get around him.
Yeah, Paulson with a pretty cool move right there, able to get around his teammate. Good for 7th position. Knocks Taylor the Butcher Benjamin down 1 to 8th. And another teammate right behind them. It's Brian McRae in the 35.
Brian McRae started here in 10th tonight. He moved up 1 position, sitting in 9th place right now. He's getting a little pressure by the 92, but 92 went way up high, and that allowed Jamie Walker in the Dew Crew number 88 to get around him.
Dew Crew starting to march it forward early on with this one. Lap 3. Make it lap 4 as they cross the line, and Jamie Walker cracking into the top 10.
I mean, that's what we expect from the 88 crew, Chris. I mean, it doesn't matter where he starts. He always works his way up towards the front. Another one that's starting to work his way towards the front, that's a 68. That's our Icebreakers Energizer driver, Ashton Slice, moving around. The number 39 of Jacob Sayers take over 14th position. Got Tyler Dugan right there ahead of him. Brian Dees in the 17, and Blake Decker. These guys starting to move up, making the move.
So a little bit of a difference in weather is changing this track around a little bit on us, Rick. Right now, the inside does appear to be slightly more viable than the last time as we're under caution.
38 of Hunter King.
So Hunter King has some damage on the truck. We're going to go back and figure out exactly what happened. Watching the 38. Oh, it looks like he touched the wall a little bit and then hard nosed into that wall. And to the inside barrier he goes, the 38. Has to correct it, spin it around. We're going to take it back one more time, take another look. Slightly different angle here.
Once you're done with that, I have some huge news.
Yeah, he was following the 86 of Terry Foster, and I don't know. It's like the truck steps out on him just a little bit. It got tight, and then boom, touches that in the right side into the wall and shoots him down, and he is gone. Rick,
Talking about somebody being, talking about somebody being gone, Chris. A huge thing going on. Ian Habiak not out on track right now, showing 5 laps down. I showed that he has left the server along with his live spotter. That's his dad, Tim Habiak. So I don't see them also here in TeamSpeak. Actually, it looks like Tim finally made his way back in, but that's going to be huge there for Ian when he comes back on. Looks like a little internet connection.
One of the downfalls of sim racing is you depend on more than just your own skill. You depend on a good internet connection. And it looks like this one may be biting Ian Habiak, as you're right, Rick. He's being scored 6 laps down here early on in this one. So early on caution happening on lap number 6. And the 53 of Alex Hicks is leading the race. Hicks took over the lead almost from the get-go here, Rick. He was able to get around Todd on that initial start of the race and really hasn't looked back yet.
Now, we saw that out of Hicks. I can't remember what race it was, but once he got up out front, man, that 53 was fast and nobody could really touch him. I feel really bad for Ian and Tim, man. I mean, Tim's done so much for this league to come out here the last race of the regular season, have an internet connection like that, you know, an issue. Not his fault. It happens, and man, you know, poor Ian, I'm sure he's not happy right now. That boy's been doing some amazing things this season. His confidence level, Chris, we've been watching it the last few seasons that we've been broadcasting here with the Blazing Pedals guys on Sunday nights, and you know, from the first season that we started broadcasting to now, Ian's made huge improvements, and I just hate to see that for him.
I hate to see it for any driver, and there's really not much you can do about it, even as an admin. You know, you just kind of look at it and go, well, nothing I can do there. Even if he were to get back on, he'd have a heck of a fight. Being 7 laps down already, you know, what, you can't do anything about that.
No, it's tough. That's unfortunate. Listen, if anybody out there in Turn 3 Racing Network land hasn't done it yet, head on over to TRJkarting.com. You can get all kinds of things there, man. I bought all kinds of things. I got sweatshirts, t-shirts, stickers. Tim's got a really new sticker. If you're out there, you're in the EMS world, he actually has a first responder sticker now with the Star of Life on it. And actually every single dollar that he makes, they're $2 a piece. Every dollar that he makes off that is going right back to his community. I know that I talked to him. He's going to be making a fire department one also, and possibly a half Maltese, half Star of Life. So looking forward to that, man. But definitely head on over there. Pick up some swag, man. I mean, the shirts are beautiful. The sweatshirts, I love it. I can't wait. You're going to see that a lot at the top. It won't get dirty. Yeah, I'm going to hang it up, but, you know, racing shoes. I got my racing gloves from there. Just an outstanding guy. He gets things out fast. He's, there's Chris with my picture up there again. I got to get a new one of those.
Yeah.
Because I got the TRJkarting.com sticker on the truck now, which is not in that photo there. But the lights on the pace car are off. So unfortunate, but definitely, guys, head on over to TRJkarting.com. Support Tim. He does amazing things for his community, for the local racing community, everybody. And let me tell you, nobody has a heart from somebody that I've seen as big as Tim, man. I mean, he just does amazing things. Like him on Facebook, follow him, you'll see what I mean. Amazing. Thank you for everything you do, Tim.
So as a result of that self-spin, the 38 of Hunter King goes to the back. As we get lined back up 2 by 2, pace car lights are off, heading down the backstretch, getting ready to kick this one back under the green flag. Rick, one of the things we talked about at the beginning of this show, that new rule, the incident point rule, that's gonna, it'll be interesting to see if that bites anybody here tonight. It's a 1.25 miles this track, so you know the limits are there.
Absolutely right. 16 instant point limit is in effect here. So that's going to be pretty interesting, Chris. You're right. I mean, anything can happen when you start tapping the wall or trucks in front of you. It's a disaster.
So Alex Hicks starts this one on the outside and wastes no time. he reassumes the lead on this restart, and we're 2 by 2 through most of the field, although it's straightening out pretty quick here.
It is, and Dakota Todd in the number 8, Chris, he really was right there and aware of what Hicks was doing because he took right off. He's not going to let him get a big lead right now. And look at that, the driver that I don't want to talk about sitting in 3rd place right now, that's the 24 of DK. That's what I'm going to say because I don't want him to crash. They're doing us proud out there in that Turn 3 Racing Network. W Silverado. Damn it. See?
Rick. 3 wide, 2 wide, all kinds of racing going on out there. Dalton Kilrow gets himself into the wall, and they stack up pretty good behind him. The 35 goes way, way high, and that stacks up a good bunch of the field behind him. The 35, Brian McRae, trying to hold on as that truck not to his liking at this point. A lot of interesting driving going on about mid-pack right now. Taylor Butcher Benjamin, he's fallen to 13th position. He is trying to figure it back out. He's got to work his way back to the front. He's had a really hellacious season, Rick. He's been in position to win multiple times, just hasn't been able to put it together. Right now, the Butcher under attack from the outside. It's Aaron the Poppy back over in that 44. He's trying to work the outside line. That is the quicker line usually here around Gateway in the 44, looking to try and get it done. The 92 spins in front of him. Blake Decker goes around in that 92, and it looks like Hunter King facing the wrong way again on the screen. So
hey, I think I'm going to do a test. Well, you go back and look at that. I'm going to start doing a test, Chris. I'm only going to mention car numbers from now on.
Right.
That's it.
We go back. Oh, we're going to have to go back a little bit further because this one sets up quite a ways away from where it actually happened. You see Ashton Slice to the inside of Blake Decker in the 92. Brian McRae in the 35 just behind. On the inside, the 92 negotiating the corner. Now we see him going down the backstretch here. And I believe it's about midway into turn 3 where we start to see the first glimpse of, oh yeah, see the back end of that 92, not happy, and then around it goes. And the 38 actually, the 36 was involved with that one as well. The 38 turned it down left as hard as he could to try and avoid. And the 36 got railed into that one too, Jaden Dahlberg. As we are under caution too, lap 14 here from Gateway Motorsports Park.
I mean, this track's tough, Chris. I mean, there is some banking here. It's not flat, but it's not big banking like Talladega or Daytona or Bristol. You know, I mean, there's just a little bit. So these drivers really got to be careful because there's not a lot of weight in the rear ends of these trucks. You got the fuel cell, and that's about it. And as they start going through, I mean, I know we're only on lap 14 of 200 right now, but you know, if you get on that gas just a little too much, or you know, the air gets upset, which kind of looks like what might have happened there, because I saw the 35 was next to Mr. Decker, and kind of interesting. I mean, iRacing's been doing so many things with different builds, and without me being on track, I haven't really played much around with them. But you know, air does move around now. So, but right now, these trucks just the rear ends just kick out on you in a moment's notice. And the little transition, that's something that you taught me about on this track too. You know, it really upsets the balance of the truck a little bit.
So a few drivers electing to come down and get some repairs done on their vehicle. Hunter King, Blake Decker, Jaden Dahlberg, and Dalton Kilrow have all visited.
I'm sorry, Dalton. I'm sorry, brother. I gotta say that on air.
Alex Hicks in the 53, your race leader, and he has been getting some starts to write home about, Rick. Unbelievable the starting job that 53 truck has been doing so far in this race, both on the initial green flag and on that first restart on caution after lap 6 there. We'll see if he's able to continue that trend. Dakota Todd would like to try and put a little bit of a challenge to him this time.
You know, that's one thing that I noticed about Todd, Chris. He's really really being aware of what Alex 6 is doing. I mean, you know, Alex decided to take the outside lane that time, which is something that I expect to see out of the leader here, especially until that bottom groove starts rubbering in with these guys driving around there. But he wasn't sleeping at the wheel, that's for sure. I mean, he was right there. But the man I want to talk about right now is the 88, Jamie Walker. I know that Skittles is out there, a huge Jamie Walker fan. I think Jamie needs to make some kind of shirts or hats as the lights on the pace car go off. But he started 15th tonight, sitting in 4th right now.
Yeah, he has been on a tear so far here at Gateway, and the Duke crew has the setup figured out, it looks like, so far here on the 88 machine. As you mentioned, Rick, pace car lights are off, so it's driving one more time down that long back stretch. It's going to come down pit road. We're going to send these trucks back under the green flag. Looks like Blake Decker and Jaden Dahlberg trying to get some last minute repairs done. Decker now back out on track. Jaden Dahlberg still sitting on pit road in his 36. And it's being called by race control. 35 making contact with the 92 EOL for the 35. So Brian McRae heads back to the tail end of the field as the pace car drops down pit road. And here we go again. Alex Hicks on the outside, your race leader, taking the green flag on lap number 17.
Dakota Todd again, you know, making sure that he's not sleeping at the wheel there. He kind of closed the door there on the 88. The 88 peaks on the inside right now. The 88 sitting in 3rd position. Trying to figure his way around the 8, so that way when he's going right now on the inside, he's going to give it a try. And that 88 is fast. He got a lot of momentum through that corner, Chris. And here comes the 4. Christopher Tate also trying to push some moves on.
Ooh, Tate has a little bit of a rough go of it as he gets sideways. I think he may have touched some of those rumble strips.
I think he did.
But
that's exactly
Rick, we've got a battle
like
for the lead. The 88 is working the inside of Hicks. The 88 looking to try and lead one.
His son Alex Hicks hasn't had to deal with yet so far out of 18 laps of leading this race, Chris. Or 17 total. But right now, 88 doing everything he can on the inside. That truck actually seems to settle down in that inside lane, and he's able to pull a lot of momentum through the corners as we're under caution.
Under caution, and I think the 88 may have had it.
The one at Ty Morosco is smoking there on the inside wall, Chris.
Yeah, he's at a dead stop hanging on the inside retaining wall. We'll go back and figure out what happened to Ty. So Morosco was sitting on the outside. Looks like he may have had a little contact with the 40. The 40 spun and Morosco got into him hard and may have made that motor expire in the 1 truck as he firmly plants it to the inside. And if it wasn't done before, it is now. We'll go back one more time and take a look at it through a different angle. See Tate to the inside, Ty Morosco in the 1 to the outside. Morosco has a good run. And it looks like the 40 may not have seen him there. The 40 may have come up into him, and the 40 does some wicked flips.
At Todd Hatcher's number 40 sitting there, the Hatcher Gun Company. Chevy Silverado, wicked damage there in the pit stall, Chris. His team, I mean, they got it opened up. They got all their tools, and man.
I'm going to watch again out of the 40. I'm going to go into cockpit mode so we can see it from his vantage point. He was following Terry Foster in the 86, and all of a sudden his truck goes into the wall, and whoa, oh boy, oh, big one. Todd Hatcher involved in a very serious one there. Back live, and the 88 did complete that pass over the 53, so we have a new race leader. Todd Hatcher going for a wicked ride there. So it looks like the TRJ Karting Infield Care Center may be something to watch out for here tonight, Rick, is we've got a couple of trucks that are just, I think, not going to be able to continue on, at least not for a little while. Ty Morosco definitely has a blown motor. Jaden Dahlberg has been on pit road for about 4.5 minutes, and Todd Hatcher on pit road after that wild ride we just went on board with.
Yeah, Skittles, he did that as a thank you to you. He kept it on the back there of the number 88 Dew Crew. Last week he had the discount tire. It didn't work out for him, so he switched back to his normal paint scheme, which that's the one that I love to see on track. Got to get that Dale juice flowing. These guys do a fabulous job on their paints, Chris. I mean, every week it's just a joy to see these things out there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Rick. It's a lot of fun. You know, they don't always change their paints, but when they do, you can pick it out. That's the wonderful thing. You know, we watch these guys week in, week out, and we really kind of get to know them, their driving style, and their trucks. And boy, they make a change, and it sort of shows up like a sore thumb.
Well, the funny thing too is that when we talk about them in our personal, chats that we have, in real life, we talk about the paint schemes, man. I mean, that's how we know.
Yeah, it was funny. We were at Walmart the other day, and we were talking about a driver because of something that you picked up. Not in this league, but certainly it goes between leagues. We don't ever really
hand in
forget.
hand.
Yeah, it really does.
Now, if you can find a way to do maybe an overview of the 53 truck, he actually has that TRJkarting.com. We support our first responder sticker on the back bed of that truck, Chris. That's just amazing. 53 Alex Hicks with his brutal business entertainment.
Can't quite see it. The only thing we can see, unfortunately, is the, well, not unfortunately, but he's got the Turn 3 Racing Network on there. It's pretty nice of him. Yeah, pace car lights are off. We're getting set to go back under the green flag. The race leader is going to be Jamie Walker, as Alex Hicks has kind of gone away.
Yeah, had a massive blink there. I'm not sure exactly what happened. Keeping my eye on that to see.
Still gone. That might not be good for Alex Hicks, but we go back under the green. And Jamie Walker with a huge restart, your race leader in the 88. So not sure what happened with Alex Hicks, still not being shown on the timing screen. But we've got the 88 of Jamie Walker out there. Joshua Hawks in the 12 has made his way up to second. Dakota Todd third. Look at that. Ashton Slice is joining the top five. He's running in fourth spot, and right behind him, they're two wide. Derek Paulson, Tyler Dugan.
Yeah, Dugan right now trying to peek on the inside there, Chris. Not much happening there with the 25 as he moves up to the rear of the 6 again.
Tyler Dugan, another one of those drivers, Rick, he's been having some fantastic racing as of late. The 25 looking good again here tonight. He's running solidly in the top 10 in position 6.
And he's usually one of those quiet drivers too that just kind of hangs out, does what he has to do, makes some moves while he can, and he just picks them off, as the opportunity happens. Right now he's looking for a way to pick off that number 6 machine of Derek Paulson right now. But right now the top 7 drivers kind of just nose to tail doing what they have to do, or actually 6 drivers, so they're trying to catch up to Jamie Walker, who's just blown away with the Duke Crew number 88.
Dakota Todd looking for second spot. He takes it on the inside. He's bringing Ashton Slice along with him on the 68. The 68 working the inside. The 12 finding himself stuck on the outside. Rick, that's not normally a problem, but this setup appears to really like the inside lane, and that's okay for Ashton Slice. He is battling side by side with the 12, heading into turns 1 and 2, and the 68 may have the advantage. He does. He slides into position. The 12 finds himself back in 4th spot, but here comes Derek Paulson from 5th. He is working his way to the inside of the 12. The 12 falls yet another position.
past Bach, trying to figure out what he has to do now. He falls in line there with Paulson in that 6th machine. That's tough. I mean, he's got a little bit of pressure from the 39. 39 had a really good run, had to get on the brakes just a little bit.
Lap number 27. What do you say we take you through the field? Your race leader right now, Jamie Walker in the 88. A battle going on for second spot. Ashton Slice on the inside, working it away from Dakota Todd in the 8. Slice makes that happen. Dakota Todd falls to 3rd. Derek Polson in the 6th, running in 4th position. Joshua Hawks in the 12. We were just talking about him falling a couple of positions. He's running in 5th. The 39 of Jacob Sayers. Sayers is running in 6th position right now with Tyler Dugan behind him. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin running his 10 truck in 8th position right now. He's being followed by Chris Williams. Jeff Hartline in the 97. Rick, we haven't said his name all night tonight, and he has quietly worked his way into the top 10, running in 10th position. Behind him, it's going to be the 44 of Aaron Bockover with Brian Dees right behind him. Hunter King has made his way up the 13th position. Remember, he had a self-spin, but given an EOL, had to start from the tail end of the field. Worked his way back up the 13th position with Brian McRae behind him. McRae also had to start from the tail end of the pack as he was involved in a caution. And he has worked his way back up to 14th. Hank Caston in the 5, rounding out the top 15, but not for long, as the 92 of Blake Decker goes to the inside. Decker looking to try and take the top 15 away from Hank Caston. He does at the line. And look at this, the 24 running in 17th position right now. Dalton Kilroe working the inside, maybe trying to take away position from Hank Caston. Can't do it that time by. We move back now to the 86. That's Terry Foster. Foster holding on to 18th position with Philip Walling right behind him in the 48. The 9 of Nick Okie is running in 20th position with Christopher Tate in the 4, working the outside, trying to find a way around the 9.
Just kind of like a little gaggle of trucks here.
Yeah, well, behind them. And really the last one on the lead lap, it's the 3. That's Corey Sherman. And Sherman is just kind of motoring around this track. Got to take advantage of somebody, I'm sure, at some point. Alex Hicks was the race leader, and Jamie Walker had just taken it away. Right before the restart happened, Hicks dropped out of the server. Don't see him anywhere. So he is loaded up, maybe getting ready for next week. Jaden Dahlberg still sitting on pit road along with Todd Hatcher and Ty Morosco. Of course, we've already reported on Ian Habia very early on having an issue. He's showing 31 laps down as we work lap 32.
Not much has really changed up front, Chris, right now. Jamie Walker just pulling away from the field right now. Having a fabulous night here. That truck really liking that nice clean air. Got one truck behind him, Ashton Slice moving up his way, but he's 1.199 seconds behind, now 1.2 seconds. But Ashton Slice, he started this race here in 16th position, Chris, sitting in 2nd, so he's definitely made some big moves here. Doing what he has to do. Has not come down pit road yet, so he's just picking them off one by one. Dakota Todd still hanging on to 3rd.
Drivers have kind of gone nose to tail here, Rick, as this run is starting to wear in. We've got those yellow flags out of their system now as we are moving right along here. Lap 34 of 200. Remember, first stage does end on lap 50. They'll let lap 50 happen, so the caution won't come out until lap 51. By then, I'm sure some of these guys are going to want tires. They're all going to want fuel to get ready for stage number 2.
And what's kind of nice, they have 3 sets of tires out there, Chris. So they can take one at stage 1, they can take one at stage 2, and then they can have one for a long green flag run through the end of the race. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens there. I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to everybody out there in Turn 3 Racing Land. Mike's Favorites 10, we see it. Terry Foster, he's doing what he has to do. Now, Terry wasn't feeling too well there the last couple of weeks, but he is back out there doing what he has to do. He's doing it right now, sitting in 20th position right now, waiting for that truck to come in a little bit. I mean, now that we're under the lights, Chris, things are going to start changing out a little bit. I have a feeling. I mean, the track really getting some rubber laid down on here, and that's exactly what needs to happen. That track temperature is sitting at 79 degrees right now. The air temperature has fallen to 76.
So cool to see those lights on here at Gateway Motorsports Park. Unbelievably good stuff. A lot of fun. As this race winding in now, lap 37. The long track, Rick, it's a mile and a quarter long, but these guys try to stretch it out.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, one guy who's doing everything that he possibly can right now, the 68 Ashton Slice, actually starting to catch up to the 88 right now, Chris. A little while ago, it was 1.200 seconds behind. Now he's sitting there at 0.883. I've been watching it fall as they go along. So maybe Jamie Walker maybe abusing the tires a little too much. I noticed that he's racing a little bit of a different line now with that 88, kind of staying up towards the middle of the corners.
Now this is all happening as the tires start to wear in some more.
Guys are starting to get into a little bit of lap traffic. Jaden Dahlberg right now in that 36, sitting in 23rd position as the leaders all around him, as Paulson goes onto the inside to get around him.
Jaden Dahlberg out there in the 36. He's being scored 12 laps down. He's going, he's got some faster trucks that are getting around him right now. Jaden just trying to hold on. Every point matters. We want to thank everybody for coming out, starting your work week right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Guys, we really do appreciate it. And we would really appreciate you going over to the series sponsor, TRJKarting.com. Check them out, man. They do a ton for this league. They do a ton for the sport, both in the sim world and in the real world. It'd be really cool if you just check them out. So Jamie Walker leading this one here on lap number 41. And he knows he's only got about 10 laps to go before the end of the stage. This would feel pretty good for Walker, I believe, Rick. It's been a little while since that truck was really dominant on the track, and right now I can tell you I think he is. He may be saving a little bit here towards the end of this one. Ashton Slice pushing hard, trying to catch that back bumper. As you mentioned, the gap has closed. It's just about 0.4 of a second right now as they negotiate through a corner. But Jamie Walker has got the lead and looking to try and get the stage win. Ashton Slice wouldn't mind taking her away.
Well, Chris, talking about the infield care center, we have the driver of the number 1, Ty Morosco, in there. I'm going to bring him up to see what's going on. Ty Morosco, driver of the number 1. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got you guys here.
Oh, man. What happened?
I mean, I was just going down the back stretch, had a run on the outside of the 40, and 40, you know, he just kept coming off the track, put me into the wall, and then the rest is history from there. Wall kind of hooked him. Kind of an iRacing switch there at the end. But, yeah, he just drove me straight into the wall. Looked like he didn't know I was even there.
Yeah, sometimes listening to that spotter, you know, if you don't have a live spotter, it is a little tricky, and right now we're under caution, so hopefully there might not hopefully be another person in the infield care center. But you think you're going to be able to get the number 1 back out on track tonight?
Yeah, I think we will. We'll see how he positions me up. Kind of unfortunate to come back after 2 weeks of not being here and have that happen. I really like Gateway, and it pointing right there that happened. See what we can do.
Oh, all right, man. Well, I'm sorry that happened to you too. Get ready for next week, or get back out there on track tonight. Hopefully we will see that number 1 back out there, but I'm glad you're okay.
All right, thanks guys.
And as Rick was having that interview, we see the 25 get into the backside of the 39. That puts the 39 of Jacob Sayers looking the wrong way. No real damage done to the 39. But that does bring out the caution flag once again here from Gateway Motorsports. Park. I should have added that part.
Hit the park.
So the other thing that happened, Rick, we have a new race leader. Ashton Slice in the 68 was able to get around the 88 of Jamie Walker. And he did it relatively easily.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if like you said, the 88 maybe trying to save some stuff, let maybe Ashton go by, let him burn up his stuff so that way they can kind of do what they have to do until the end of the stage right now. But both these guys, I mean, everybody out there, they're racing for that extra point there that comes with winning a stage, and that's what everybody wants. That's going to be kind of interesting to see who comes down pit road, if anybody, Chris. We're on lap 45 right now of 200. We know that that stage is going to end. It's going to start at the end of lap 50. The start of lap 51 is when that flag will come out.
.36 going around everybody. That's Jaden Dahlberg. He's going to get a lap back. Being scored 11 laps down, was 12. So Jaden heading in the right direction. Plays his cards right. He should get another one at the end of this stage. So it's been relatively eventful so far here at Gateway. These guys putting on a hell of a battle in the first stage. And there's been some cautions kind of to prove it, Rick.
Well, I mean, everybody's racing for whatever they can get out of this. This is the last race of the regular season, Chris. So everybody wants to do as much as they possibly can. Now, let me tell you, driver number 36 of Team Thunder Racing, Jaden Dahlberg. I like his style, man. I mean, he's out there. He's a bunch of laps down, but he's not giving up. He's out there racing for whatever he can possibly get out of that number 36. And just to get that point, it just proves that, you know, every point matters here. And these guys, they don't want to give up, man. And that's what I like to see. He's not giving up. He's out there, you know. He might not be on the pace fully. He's got some damage on that number 36 Chevy. But he's not giving in. He's just saying, hey, I'm going to do what I have to do. And like you said, when that stage comes through, he's going to be getting another lap back.
27 drivers started tonight. Looks like we've got two of them out for good so far. Alex Hicks and Ian Habiak. Hicks being scored in his 53 in 24th position. After leading a good chunk of this first stage, Ian Habiak having internet issues pretty much on the first lap. Ricky's being scored 45 laps down.
Yeah, like we said, that's just unfortunate for Ian and Tim. I mean, I know I looked at my Pepto stock and it went up, so he's definitely chugging some Pepto right now. And that's just unfortunate. Ian's been having such a great season to come out here with the last race of the regular season and have that happen. I mean, I know it's something that they can't control, but it still stinks.
Yeah, not a lot of fun there as the pace car lights drop off. Trucks start lining up 2 by 2. Still a lot of trucks out there, Rick, ready to do battle. Up front, it's going to be the 68, Ashton Slice as your race leader. It looks like Ashton's going to take the inside line. The 88, Jamie Walker to the outside. Row number 2, Dakota Todd, Derek Paulson. Row 3, made up of Joshua Hawks and Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. Row 4, Chris Williams and Jeff Hartline. Hartline very steadily moving towards the front. He was in 10th the last time we checked in on him, now 8th position. Aaron Bockover running in the top 10, running in 9th. And the last guy in the top 10 going to be the 35 of Brian McRae. Pace car.
You know, both drivers there, the 13 and the 97, Chris, been very quiet. They've just been they've been working together a lot, I've been watching. And they're just picking off the trucks one by one, doing a fabulous job out there. So it's good to see them sitting where they're sitting right now.
Pace cars getting ready to come off from the track, and that is going to send these cars back under the green flag. There's $1.
There's $1.
I've been so good about that this season.
You have been, actually.
And we're going back one more lap, it looks like, Rick.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering, making sure. I was like, wait a minute, the lights are still on the pace car, but now they're off, Chris. It looks like Blake Decker, there's something big news really quick while we wait for these cars to pace down through before they hit that green flag again. but Blake Decker has received an issue there. And man, iRacing having issues, or I don't know if there's some kind of crazy weather going on in the U.S. that I haven't heard about yet, because it's been so beautiful up here in Vermont the last few days, Chris. But Blake Decker not on track right now in the 92 machine.
That could be very bad for Decker. Well, he was able to get in a race win, so he is slated to be in the championship hunt. 92, not on track right now. So we wind him up, get him set to go again. And the 68 is your race leader, Ashton Slice, looking to try and score himself a stage victory here. We're going to take the green flag on lap 49. It's going to be a 2-lap shootout to see who can win the first stage here tonight. And Ashton Slice has a huge restart.
Absolutely right. He had a really good restart, Chris. Jamie Walker sitting there going, whoa. Now he's got a lot of pressure. He's got the 8 at Dakota Todd, which Jamie Walker knows that the 8 is very fast. But here comes Garrett Paulson also right on his rear bumper there in the 6 machine. Dr. Squatch Pine Car Chevy. I did a lot of yard work today, Chris, and let me tell you, when I jumped in my shower, I reached for my Dr. Squatch, man, and I was so happy.
Yeah, kind of saving that for after the race. Got a quick opportunity to get out on the boat, so I took it. Don't have those opportunities as much as I'd like, but
what a beautiful day for it, too.
It was. And Ashton Slice is actually pulling away, Rick. He's got a half a second lead now over Jamie Walker in second spot. Slice very fast at this stage. And speaking of stage, here he comes down the front stretch. Ashton Slice looking to be the stage 1 winner right here at the TRJ Karting.com Blazing Pedal Series at Gateway Motorsports Park. Ashton Slice, your stage 1 winner. Congratulations goes out to him, along with that bonus point.
He's definitely going to be happy about that. I mean, he raced very, very hard for that position, Chris. Like I said earlier, he started this race in 16th position. At the end of stage 1, he becomes the winner, sitting in that number 1 position. So what a fabulous job there for Ashton. I also want to take this moment here just to say happy birthday again to Sam Baumgarten, one of the race admins here. That's a tough spot to be in, Chris. I mean, you give up driving so you can sit there and make sure everything goes down. You and I have been in that position before.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to be right back. We're going to try and get a hold of Ashton Slice, your stage 1 race winner, right after this. Back live here from Gateway Motorsports Park. Ashton Slice, your stage 1 winner, and it looks like we're not going to have the opportunity to speak to him, Rick.
No, I'm not seeing him here on TeamSpeak, which is kind of weird for Ashton. Usually he's here, but anyway, congratulations to the number 68 Icebreaker Energizer Chevy Silverado for winning stage 1.
It was a wild ride here in stage 1. Plenty of action to talk about and go over. There was some self spins. There were some contacts made. A few cautions came out, and a few trucks have gone home already. Amazingly enough, though, Rick, it is only 3 trucks. Ian Habiak, the first of those, followed by Alex Hicks, 31 laps ago, and then Blake Decker, 6 laps ago.
Yeah, the 40 of Todd Hatcher, he's still out there letting his crew work on that truck. I guarantee with the amount of damage that is on that thing, it is a blown motor, so he's got at least 30 minutes. You got Ty Morosco, the one we talked to him earlier as he came out of the infield care center, Chris. Not happy, but hey, you know, he's not giving up either. He's letting his crew do what they have to do to get that thing running again.
So, new race leader, it's going to be Christopher Tate in the 4. Tate looking to try and hold on to that lead. He's got Brian Dees going to be starting alongside of him. Philip Walling starting 3rd. Dalton Kilroe has made his way back up in the 4th spot. Hunter King, Tyler Dugan, and then we get to Ashton Slice, so your stage 1 winner. Ashton's going to be restarting this one, 7th position, it looks like, right?
Yeah, Jamie Walker is going to be sitting in 8th. Got Derek Paulson 9th, Dakota Todd in the 8, rounding out the top 10 right now, Chris. Now, my question is, Christopher Tate, he started this race 9th. He moved up through. He did come down pit road, so I'm not sure if he just took fuel or what. I mean, the track is starting to rubber in. We're under the lights now. The temperature is cool. So, you know, I just wonder if he's putting in a fresh pinch of Copenhagen right now.
Tate going to be restarting this one. Brian D, is good to see him up there having a little bit of success early on in this one.
And one interesting thing of note, Chris, is the number 48, Philip Walling. I don't show that he's come down pit road yet.
Looks like he did about 11 laps ago by my scoring sheet.
Mine's just not updating for me. Done broke eye racing myself. Or ATVO, one of the two.
Along that long back stretch, getting set to go back to action. Then the Ford Mustang needs to get out of the way. I want to see these guys go back under the green, Rick. It's been fun so far. Oh, Decker in chat calling it lost internet. Man, oh man, bad deal. Pace car's off. Christopher Tate wasting no time. Rick, we're going back under the green flag right here at Gateway Motorsports Park.
Christopher Tate took off with like a bullet, Chris. He was wasting no time to get that number 4 Copenhagen Chevy going. Got Brian Dees in the 17. He started here in 11th tonight, sitting in 2nd currently right now. And there's the man himself, the 24. Dalton Kilroe, that's all I'm going to say. You're sitting in 3rd right now. Tyler Dugan's got his 25 sitting there in number 4th position. In P number 5, Philip Walling's got his 48 Budweiser machine there ready to go. And right behind him, 88, Jamie Walker sitting in 6th. Ashton Slice, the guy who just won stage number 1, sitting in 7th position.
Tyler Dugan in the 25, trying to work his way forward. He was trying to put a move on the 24, couldn't quite get there, fell off a little bit, and then the 25 looking to reload and try and get back into position. He climbs to the rear bumper of the 24 of Kilroe. Down to the inside goes Tyler Dugan. And I think he's going to make this one stick heading into turn 1. He does.
And Ashton Slice doing everything he can on the inside of the number 6 of Derek Paulson right now. Trying to get around Paulson, but Paulson very fast on that outside lane, Chris. Ashton was not able to complete the pass this time by. He's got Jamie Walker kind of peeking in and blinking. Walker, I mean, internet issues all over tonight, but Walker has blinking issues. They usually kind of settle down there as the race goes along. It looks like Walker kind of says, okay, I know I'm blinking, so I'm just going to kind of hold my lane here behind the 68. Guy who I wouldn't want to be right now, Chris, that's the 8 of Dakota Todd, sitting there watching all the blinking going on. Got the 12 of Joshua Hawk right behind him. Son's doing a good job out here tonight. He started 4th tonight, had to move back down into the 10th position. But definitely trying to work his way back up through and trying to peek around the number 8.
And behind him, it's the 35, Brian McRae, with Jeff Hartline just outside of the top 10, sitting in 12th position. Hunter King has worked his way up to 13th, but here comes the Butcher. He's working the inside in his 10 truck, and he's taking away position from Hunter King. Nothing King can do about that. Had to roll it up just a little bit, and the 10 able to roll through the 5 off pace. Hank Caston off pace by quite a bit. He's actually down a lap, Rick, and these guys are going around quickly.
You know, that's a scary spot to be for a driver, Chris. I mean, you don't want to make a mistake and hold up the leaders, but you still want to race and try to do your thing, and that's what Hank Caston's doing in that number 5 machine right now.
Check in on Terry Foster, an unofficial member of the broadcast team, the 86, running in 17th position, and so far he's kept it clean tonight.
Yeah, he really has, Chris. He's doing everything he can right now to go by the number 5. Ooh,
oh, the 38
Hunter King.
38 of Hunter King going around hard into the wall. And that happened just in front of Terry Foster. My goodness. We'll go back. See Hunter King right there. He's got the 13 right behind him. That's Chris Williams. And Williams may have made some contact. The 38 backs into the wall and able to come to a stop and stay out of the way of everybody else behind him. There's the 44 of Aaron Bockover and the 3 of Corey Sherman. And that brings out the yellow once again here at Gateway. So Christopher Tate still going to be your race leader, the number 4, getting it done right now. Tyler Dugan has moved up to 2nd, and Dalton Kilroe sits in 3rd spot. Brian D is going to restart in 4th. Derek Paulson rounding out the top 5.
A little bit of a surprise move there. The 68 coming down pit road, Chris. Overshot his pit box just a little bit, had him back up. I think he finally said it's time for some tires. .68 right now. His service is complete. Heading back out onto the racing surface, Chris, with 4 brand new Goodyear tires and a splash of Sunoco racing fuel.
All right, Ashton decides it's time. 3 sets of tires tonight, Rick, so if he can do it around lap 60 every time, he's going to have a pretty fresh set of tires around lap 200.
I mean, why not? You're under caution. You might as well come down, do what you have to do. If you've been saving your tires, now's the time to do it. I mean, I know a lot of drivers, they don't mind having a loose setup. So a lot of guys, I mean, I do it myself too, especially in a fixed series. And here it is fixed. It's a modified fix, but, you know, Mark Arthur working hard, giving these guys a good, stable setup each and every week. And these guys coming in, and, you know, sometimes you might not like it. I mean, you know, when you're working up setups with me, you know, what you drive and you're comfortable with was something a little bit different for me, but we made it work and let those tires go. But sometimes you gotta make that decision and say, okay, enough's enough. Let's get some fresh rubber on out here.
I want to go ahead and thank everybody once again for coming out to Turn 3 Racing Network, your home of the TRJ Karting.com Blazing Pedals Truck Series. Tonight's been an exceptional race so far. We're just past stage 1 at lap 51, and we're under caution here on lap 64. Working lap 64 as we speak. Caution just came out. But I don't think there's a lot of damage there, Rick. You know, he backed in the wall relatively hard, but he was able to pull away. I think he's going to be okay.
I mean, Hunter King's just been having a terrible night here tonight, Chris. He's definitely one who's not happy with the setup. That truck just doing whatever it does. But he's not giving up out there. He's doing what he has to do.
Well, you know, you can blame the setup, or you have to. What you really have to do is you have to adjust your driving a little bit to the setup. If it's known to be a little bit loose coming out of the corner for you, but it's fine for everybody else, it's probably because you're getting into the gas a little too early. You know, it all comes down to just learning that setup. And the guys that can do it the quickest usually end up towards the front of the race.
But looking at that 38, Chris, I mean, his rear end's a little messed up there, but Gateway, I mean, while the draft does come into play, it's not a super speedway. I mean, we're only on a quarter-mile track. It is a big track, but it's long. And as long as he can stay around with trucks next to him and in front of him and whatnot right now, Corey Sherman, that's somebody who has been very quiet tonight. That number 3 looking beautiful out there. Not a scratch on that thing. But if he can stay there and do what he has to do, I think he's going to be all right.
A great way to kick off your work week right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And we're putting on a good one here tonight. Lap 65 of 200 under caution. We're in stage number 2, and now we're going to figure out who is going to win that stage. Christopher Tate in the 4 truck, your race leader, and he hits the loud pedal. We are back under the green flag.
Tate, again, getting a really good restart. Tyler Dugan in that 25 moves around the 24 of Dalton Kilrow. Right now, the 25 trying to put a little pressure, looking on the outside of the 4 right now. He does not want to let him go. Dugan now moves down on the inside, and he's going to go around. We're looking at a new race leader possibly, Chris.
Tyler Dugan has been racing very well the last few weeks, and he looks to be trying to take over the lead from Christopher Tate. Tate in the 4, working the outside, trying to keep the momentum built up. He has it at the line. Tate needs to be able to defend it again, though, because Tyler Dugan not letting go of that inside line. Tate with a really nice line there. That's going to help him launch off from turn number 2. It does. Down the backstretch, the 4 has the lead solidly once again.
And he got a really good run there coming out of 2, Chris. Heading into 3, staying up just a little higher. That allows Dugan to look on the inside there, but Tate comes down and says, nope, that's okay. I'll hang on to this lead.
Yeah, that was a great line that Tate brought through the last set of corners. And it really launched him, gave him some much needed momentum. The 25 trying to figure out exactly what happened. And he is looking to go to the inside once again. Nope, he doesn't have it. He knows he doesn't have it. He falls back in line to catch some of that draft. And like you said, Rick, it's not a huge drafting track, but on that backstretch, it sure does help. Going in the corner once again. Tate may have touched the wall just a little bit, allowing the 25 to the inside. And it looks like Dugan may have led that lap. Tyler Dugan in the 25, your race leader, and he goes sideways. The 4 goes sideways, touches the wall again. These trucks pushing very hard right now, Rick. They both want to be the race leader.
Yeah, they're acting like it's the last lap of the race right now. Dugan has it, Chris, but Tate not giving up on the outside there, doing whatever he has to do. The 24 and the 6 kind of watching this one. Okay, we see you guys getting sideways and loose, and we're just going to let you do your thing.
Christopher Tate goes down to the inside, looking to battle for the lead once again. The 25, Tyler Dugan battles back on the outside. Good run out of the 25. He kind of did the same move that the 4 did previously, and he got a wicked run coming off the corner. Tyler Dugan saying goodbye.
You know, it seems like once these trucks, the setup is just set up just right. They really love that clean air up front right now. You see the 25 Tyler Dugan starting to pull away a little bit from the 4. But we'll see for how long.
Oh, we got one going around. I saw it just barely. It's the 12 machine. Joshua Hawks goes around, sends the caution flag waving. We're going to have to go back and see what happened, as we caught just a little bit of it live, and the cameraman wasn't fast enough to get back to it. So we'll go back and take a peek. Oh boy. I think I saw what happened. We got the 12. He's working the outside of Heartline in the 97. He clears Heartline, no problem at all. Gets behind the 35, down to the inside. McRae battling back on the outside in his number 35, heading through the corner. And the 12 of Josh Hawks takes position away. And I don't know if there was actually contact there or not. If there was, Rick, that'll be the second time tonight the 35 has gotten into somebody. We're going to go back one more time and take a look. Slightly different camera angle just to take a peek and see if we can find the infraction or not. And that one's
looking like a little net code.
I don't know if it was net code or if the 12 came up into the 35. The 35 looks like he may have held his line. We're going to look once again. 35 on that top lane. He had a really good run in about center of the corner, but the 12 really launches off, and this is what we want to see right here. Now, there's definitely contact there. We'll leave it to the admins to figure out which way it was. One way or the other, though, the 12 finds himself on pit road.
And iRacing has been a little squirrely here tonight. We got Tim Habiak out there, and Chad iRacing wouldn't let him grid onto Lucas Oil, and Ian's already turning laps. The playoffs start next week. Actually, 2 weeks. We are off next week for Labor Day. But that just shows, I mean, Ian, you know, disappointing night for the number 16 TRJ Karting Toyota Tundra. But he hasn't given up, Chris. He's out there. He's getting ready for the next race, and that's just amazing. I mean, Lucas Oil, we're coming from Gateway, a nice quarter-mile track. We're going to be heading to Lucas Oil, which is kind of a short track. And that's going to be interesting to see how that goes, especially with the new incident limits in place. You know, guys have to really take care of their stuff and really be on the ball and not get into the vehicle, the trucks around them. But Ian Habiak out there, always that just tells me right there. He wants to be a champion, man. He's out there. He's testing. He's wasting no time doing it.
Yeah, you have to put the work in, so good on him to be out there already. Got 2 weeks to get ready for it. It's going to be a hell of a race. Lucas Oil, my goodness. Well, out front right now, it's Tyler Dugan in the 25. Tyler, kind of quiet in this one until recently. Now finds himself the race leader. He and Christopher Tate had a really good battle, and they have figured it out. Dugan was to the front, and Tate takes up second spot. Behind them is going to be Dalton Kilroe and Derek Paulson making up row 2. Row 3 going to be Dakota Todd and Brian Dees in the 17. Row 4 going to be Philip Walling and Brian McCrae. And row 5, Jeff Hartline, Jacob Sayers in the 39. So I don't want to. I'm looking at that in my mind again. The 35 had a little contact with the 12. Not sure which way the admins are going to call that one.
Well, I see that the number 12 did get an EOL there, Chris.
Okay, so they're calling the 12 into the 35, and that's fair. Honestly, it could have gone either way. I thought the 35 held his line. That's why I went back to that top-down view so we could just see it again. And that's what we like to see, chat. Let's get busy. Let's cheer on your favorites as we're on lap 75 of 200 with about 25 laps to go before the end of stage 2. These guys have been putting on a hell of a show here so far tonight, right here at Gateway on the Turn 3 Racing Network. It's been a lot of fun, Rick, and I happen to know something kind of cool. I happen to know you're changing jobs and you're starting a new one tomorrow. Good luck with that. Obviously, we hope for the best.
Well, yeah, I don't know. My boss kind of a jerk, but, you know, we'll work with things. It's all good. I'm just kidding, buddy. I can't wait, man. I'm excited. I was there Friday with you. And let me tell you, no jitters. We're going to have a good time, man. We're going to make it work. Give a quick shout out to Moonhead. That's T. Brown himself out there rooting on Dugan there in that number 25. You got MN Dude out there, Jaden Dahlberg. Dahlberg digging. But right now, Dugan, he's digging too, Chris. He got a really good restart. Moved right up there into the front of the number 4. Try to keep Tate back there. He knows that, you know, he's ready to battle. These guys had one heck of a battle going on before that caution flag came out. Dugan wants to do everything that he possibly can and try to keep the 4 behind him.
Lots of good battling going on a little bit deeper. And here comes the 68. Ashton Slice is moving right now. My goodness. That truck is fast. Ashton Slice picking up position 6 away from Brian Dees. and the 68 is cooking.
His Ryan D's kind of like, wow, okay. I mean, that's slice under there with that new rubber crystal. We're going to see a lot of good things there out of that 68 right now as he gets onto the back bumper of the 8 of Dakota Todd. Looking on the inside now. He's going to put Todd down another spot. Ash Slice going to move up into the top.
Oh,
Ooh,
no.
Dalton
The 24
Kilroe.
goes around Dalton Kilroe into the wall.
And I purposely not.
Oh, the 10 into him, too. The 10 may have smoke coming out from underneath. The 97 involved.
Yeah,
oh, this is
Heartline.
a big one. We're going to have to go back and take a peek. But Dalton Kilroe looks like his motor may be expiring as well. We go back. Dalton Kilroe at the time was running in third spot. Garrett Paulson in the 6 right behind him. The 8 of Dakota Todd right there as well. We head into turn 1.
Ooh, we got some barbecue and trucks too.
And we were just talking about Ashton Slice, so this happened just in front of him. Paulson goes to the inside. Oh no, hooks the back of the 24. The 24 hard in the wall. Heartline just misses him, but gets involved later on. The 10 gets involved. I believe the 44 may have had some contact. Too much. They break down all in one shot. We're going to have to do this one again. And so we will. We're watching the 24 right to the middle of the screen. He has the 6 on the inside, and I don't know if he pushed or something, but the 6 into the left rear and the 10 hard in. The 44 definitely did have some contact there, light contact. And we've got some trucks that are getting ready to barbecue.
And one of those drivers, Chris, just outside of the infield care center. Dalton Kilroe, driver, the number 24, turn 3 Racing Network, Chevy Silverado. You got a copy, bud?
10-4.
First, I want to apologize for that first caution, okay? Because I was talking about you when that happened, and I told Chris that I don't want to talk about him too much, and then it happened, man. So I apologize for that, but what happened, man?
Just going into turn 3, I thought I gave the 6 enough room, but you know, I guess not, and just got into my left rear and sent me sideways, and then got ARCA braked. So blew my engine. I'm done yet again.
Oh man, well I hate to hear that. I mean, I'm glad you're okay. You know, you have a week off there. Get ready for Lucas Oil, man. Do you think you're going to be able to get back out there? I mean, we're only in lap 80 of 200, so you might be able to get out there and run some laps.
Maybe. It's gonna be questionable because I got hit pretty hard there while I was just sitting there. I don't know what more my team can do. They've done so much all season just working on this truck to get it back out after getting wrecked so many times, and I'm just I feel bad for making them do all this engine work every week.
Well, buddy, you know, you've had some good luck, you've had some bad luck. Right now, not your night tonight. Get ready for Lucas Oil, man, and take care of yourself.
10-4, thank you.
You're welcome, bud. Take care.
Driver of the number 24, Dalton Kilroe, not having the night that he was looking for here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And that one was a big one, Rick. That one hurt a few drivers.
I did, and actually another driver, Chris, just getting out of the infield care center. That's going to be the number 10 of Tyler the Butcher, Benjamin Taylor. You got a copy, bud?
Yeah, I got you, Rick.
Hey, man. Number one, I used some Nautical Sage tonight, so it's not the reason why you crashed out, but what happened there, man?
Well, watching the replay, it looked like Derek and Dalton got into each other, and I was well behind that, and then when I went to get on the brake to try to slow down, it just completely locked up. I don't know why, and hit the back of the 97 and then slammed into Dalton. And then I've got about a half hour worth of repairs, so my race is ruined for the second week in a row, but part of it, I mean, I put myself in that position because on the caution flag pit stop at the stage, when I pitted, I accidentally had my tires turned off when I meant to take them, and then when I got into my box, they did just fuel, and then That's when and then I got the tires after that, so it cost me a lot of track position. So,
Oh, that's a bummer, man.
yeah, so kind of a self-inflicted error on my part, but as far as the trying to miss the wreck, that was just really strange why the brakes did what they did there.
Well, I'm glad you're okay, buddy. Listen, if you get back out there and track, good luck to you. If not, we'll see you in 2 weeks over at Lucas.
Yeah, I'll get back out there after a half hour goes by. Hopefully, guys can keep it clean and put on a good show, and thanks again for what you guys do.
Well, buddy, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
That's the driver of the number 10, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, out on pit road, urging his crew on to swap out that motor as quickly as possible. And Rick, we've got restart action happening as Tyler Dugan has established the lead, but on the inside right now, Ashton Slice in the 68, stage 1 winner, making his way back up to the front, and he does it easily. The 68 on fresher tires than everybody else, and that's going to spell a disaster for everybody behind him because he is motoring around this track.
He really is, Chris. I mean, by my scoring sheet, he's only got about 20 laps on that set of tires. Everybody else is around 37, 30, 38, 30. So definitely that fresher tire. That was a smart move on Ashton Slice's part as he wasted no time getting around Dugan.
Yeah, and right now he's about 0.6 of a second faster on that last lap. And that was with some passing going on. So it'll be interesting to see now if these trucks are up to full speed, just where Ashton Slice stands. But we can tell. You can look down there and know that he is faster. Last time by, Rick. 0.3 of a second. Tyler Dugan pushing hard on that 25, trying to get back to the back bumper of Ashton Slice. But those fresh tires really doing a job.
Yeah, right now just over a half a second there, and it's going, it's going further. Right now, about half a second as it comes through the corner. Got a really good run there, but Ashton Slice, man, that truck is just fast right now.
Yeah, battle for third spot right now. Christopher Tate on the outside defending. Dakota Todd working the inside just a little bit, can't quite get there. Todd resets and tries to launch out of the corner. Can he do it on the long backstretch? Dakota Todd to the inside in the 8. Christopher Tate on the outside. Tate so far doing a good job, but not going to be able to hold on as the 8 with a really good run into the corner. If he can hold on to that momentum coming out, the 8 will have it. Dakota Todd takes over third spot.
This is something that we talked about early in the broadcast, because that inside lane really starting to come in for these drivers now that the lights are on. Everything's cooling down, and these things are just starting to stick. I mean, you got 88, Jamie Walker right now. He's sitting in 6th position. He's putting on a lot of pressure there. The 48 of Philip Walling, working that inside lane. The 88 gets around the 48. He's making his charge up through now, too.
Jamie Walker working his way back up into the top 5. Walker led some laps earlier on and would like to get back up to the front. Ashton Slice has put down about a 1.3 second lead over Tyler Dugan. I want to say kudos to the 48, Philip Long. He is running in 6th spot right now and having a good race so far out of that 48. And Jacob Sayers in the 39, running in 7th position, doing a pretty darn good job himself. Behind him, he's got Brian Dees and Chris Williams in the 13. Brian McRae rounding out the top 10 in 10th position. Jeff Hartline running in 11th. We saw him. He was part of that last caution. He couldn't really get out of it. He was hit in the back, and you can see the damage. So Hartline running around this track. A little bit of damage, but not too bad. If he can keep pace, he'll be fine. Derek Paulson in the 6th, running in 12th position. Corey Sherman running in 13th. Papa Backover, he's running in 14th position. Teammate Kerry Foster right behind him. Hank Caston in the 5 truck, running in 16th position. Nick Okie running in 17th position. And you got Joshua Hawks in the 12. He's 5 laps down and not showing up on track anymore. It looks like he's pushed his truck into the hauler. Jaden Dahlberg in the 36 is running around this thing. Rick, at one point we were talking about Jaden. He was 16 laps down now. just 9.
Yeah, he's been everywhere where he needed to be, Chris. Now, it was kind of funny when you were going down through the thing, and you got to Brian McRae sitting in 10th position. He actually fell a couple of positions. Jacob Sayers in that number 39 went around him. He brought Brian Dees and Chris Williams in that 13 right around with him. And these guys kind of battling a little bit, but they kind of settled it down right now. Sayers doing everything he can in that 39 they're actually working together to try to catch up right now to Philip Walling. And they're doing a great job doing it.
Nose to tail those 3 trucks are, and they are trying to catch the 48 just ahead. Dees pokes out, looking to the inside. Dees to the inside of the 39 of Jacob Sayers. Can't quite get there, so may fall back in line. He moves up the track and headed to 13, and the 13 gives him room. Chris Williams now may take a peek to the inside in his number 13. And has a little bit of a blinking issue, so the 13 holds steady. We'll go back up towards the front a little bit. Looking at the 88 of Jamie Walker. Walker is in 4th spot, and he is following Dakota Todd. Todd putting some pressure on Tyler Dugan. Dugan's running in 2nd spot in his 25. And Ashton's horse is really checking out now.
He really is checking out, Chris. And as you were watching Brian Dees in the battle with Chris Williams and Jacob Sayers there, Dakota Todd and Jamie Walker both working really good together, trying to get around the 25 Tyler Dugan right now. Dakota Todd in that 8 working on the inside right now. He is trying to take over 2nd position. Seems Jamie Walker kind of held off just a little bit there, trying to figure out who he wants to work with. But right now the 8 and the 25 really battling it out. Woo! He pushed up just a little bit too much and made a quick correction. Holy cow. He's going to fall back. 88 Jamie Walker working on the outside. He's going to get around the 8. That was some good driving, though, right there, Chris. I mean, he just backed off. He knew that he made a mistake, and instead of wrecking everybody, he just kind of pulled out, let these guys do what they do with the 88 Dew Crew on the inside of the number 25 right now. They head into the corner. Right now, the 88 Jamie Walker has a really good run there. He's going to move up and take over 2nd position.
Nose to tail for 2nd and 3rd. Jamie Walker, Tyler Dugan battling it out. Behind them it is Dakota Todd. Todd saving his truck. It looks like the 25 may have gotten a little loose. Todd hit left on that steering wheel just to get out of the way and give the 25 enough room, and he was able to gather it back up, and we continue on here under the green flag. We're working lap 95 of 200, stage number 2. Going to be ending on lap 101, Rick.
Yeah, we're only a few laps left away, and let me tell you, these guys move and try to make every position that they possibly can. The 8 of Dakota Todd still sitting there trying to find a way around Dugan. He can really get into him as they enter the corner there. But right now, Dugan doing everything he can. He doesn't want to fall back anymore. He's sitting there in 3rd saying, hey, I want these extra bonus points, man. Stay behind me. Dakota Todd in that 8 right up on the back bumper there of Dugan. Kind of peeking there on the inside as they come out of the corner. Dakota Todd gonna give it a run. Nope, he thinks better of it.
I think Todd might be just a little bit quicker than Dugan is right now, but having a hard time finding a place to pass. He got right to the back bumper of the 25, had to get on the brakes, and he did quick, but that sent him pretty far away again from the 25 rear bumper. So he has to reload, and Dakota Todd starts marching forward once again as we're on lap number 97.
97 as they're heading to turn 1. I mean, Dakota Todd doing, I mean, that's respectful racing right there, Chris. I mean, he could push and do whatever he has to do, but he thinks better of it and says, okay, Dugan, take it over. And I'm just going to, like you said, reload, get set back up, and I'm going to come for you again. Right now, Dugan wasting no time trying to get through. Ooh, we're under caution.
And the 17 of Brian Dees heavily damaged as we are under caution. We're going to have to go back and find out exactly what happened to the 17.
Definitely a hard hit. He is barbecuing.
The 17 working the inside of the 39. Jacob Sayers. Oh, that's netcode. We'll go back one more time, but it was very, very clear what happened there. So James Dees and Sayers battling for position. It was actually for 7th position. And I believe we're going to call it net code again. Just going to look at it one more time. Yeah, no actual contact there. But the 17 sails into the inside retaining wall. And the charcoal is getting warmed up underneath the hood of the 17. Not the way that they wanted to finish off stage number 2, but it looks like Ashton Slice is going to be stage 2 winner once again. Second stage in a row he's won. Ashton Slice on a tear as of late. You know, maybe unfairly, we kind of associate him with road course racing just because he dominated the road course last year. But Slice is really, really good driver, and he is showing it the last few weeks.
That's just how racing goes. I mean, sometimes you have really good luck, sometimes bad luck just follows you.
I think Dalton would probably agree with that, and unfortunately for him, he's had a season full of it in his 24. Can't imagine the expenses that his team is going through with those engine swaps.
We try not to talk about him because we know that commentator curse is a real thing, Chris. I mean, we see it week in and week out, but I feel bad for Dalton. I mean, you could hear it in his voice how heartbroken. I mean, he wasn't upset, but he was heartbroken that, he had a really long string of really bad luck where he's blowing his motor every week, and then you had him, we made the mention, change that white to black, and then he started really doing a good job, but this week, it's not his week, and that is just unfortunate.
Yeah, maybe time to change that base color one more time. Not sure what we're going to go with this time. The white to black definitely made a difference. I want to thank everybody for coming out here on a Sunday night as we are watching the TRJ Karting.com Blazing Pedal Series. These guys have really been putting on a heck of a good show here tonight. If you ask the admins, they were going to tell you probably a couple too many cautions, but that's part of racing.
And not much you can do about that. I mean, it's tough. We talked about it early in the broadcast when we talked to Mark Arthur and Terry Foster, had him up here for the grid walk, man. And you're absolutely right, Chris. I mean, these guys, usually during this time of the season, you start seeing the car counts or truck counts really start slowing down, getting smaller and smaller. But these guys have been consistent week in and week out, and it's just been amazing.
Well, pace car lights go off just as we're ready to announce Ashton Slice did, in fact, lead that most important lap. At least right now, stage 2 winner, Ashton Slice in the 68. As the trucks start folding up 2 by 2, we're going to get ready to roll back under the green flag here. Pace car, the Ford Mustang, leading them down the back stretch. It's going to be Ashton Slice, Jamie Walker battling it out on the front row. Behind them, Tyler Dugan and Dakota Todd working row number 2. Philip Walling and Chris Williams making up row 3, the 48 and 13.
I mean, we don't talk a lot about Chris Williams, Chris, but he's just been having an amazing night there, keeping that 13. I mean, that thing is spotless right now, going out there, doing what he has to do, quietly picking his way through the field, doing a fabulous job.
Pace car drops off. We'll get ready to wind these trucks back up. Ashton Slice hits the loud pedal, and we are gone. Tyler Dugan pushing for everything he is worth. What a great restart out of Dugan. Really pushing the leader right out front as we head into turn number 1. Jamie Walker now finds himself in 3rd spot, having to get around Dugan again.
Well, I mean, Jamie Walker has been having an outstanding season here, Chris. These guys know that if he gets out front, he's going to take that number 88 and he's going to take off right now. He's trying to take second away from Tyler Dugan, working the inside as they're coming through the corner. Ashton Slice looking in his rearview. Kind of love seeing these guys racing because that's just going to let him get a little bit more of a lead as he crosses our finish line, starts heading into turn number 1.
Dugan had him by about an inch crossing the start-finish line. About an inch over Jamie Walker. Walker plows into turn number 1, trying to take position back on the backstretch now. And Dugan has the advantage. Jamie Walker tries to not burn those tires off from the 88 and falls back into line. Nose to tail we go. Top 3 to check in on 4th place. That's the number 4 of Christopher Tate. And Dakota Todd finds himself in 5th. Drop back to 6th place. It's Jeff Hartline. And Hartline, even with that little bit of damage to the back, able to squeeze into a 6th place position so far. Derek Olson in the 6th is running in 7th. And then we go to Philip Welling in the 48. He's being followed by the 35 of Brian McRae. McRae down to the inside. And McRae with a really good run in the 3. Hits those rumble strips just a little bit. Bounces them up the track. Able to hold on to it coming out of 4. And it's a drag race to the start-finish line. Philip Welling in the 48 takes that one over. Look out, here comes Corey Sherman. Sherman on the inside. And he is moving fast. He is to the inside of Brian McRae now. Sherman looking to try and launch himself into the top 10. And just like that, Rick, he is running 10th spot.
Yeah, Corey Sherman been very quiet tonight, Chris. Earlier we talked about him. He was sitting there in the back of the field, but the Shermanator working his way around the number 48. He's bringing Hank Caston with him in the number 5. Hank's having a good night out here tonight also, sitting in 10th position right now. Here comes Chris Williams in that 13, going around the 48 on the inside right now. Trying to figure out, I mean, we got a whole gaggle of trucks. We got Aaron Bockover, Nick O'Kay.
Oh, Bockover.
The 48.
Bockover might have gotten into the 48. Philip Wallen trying to collect himself. Can't do it. We're going to follow under caution one more time because Nick O'Kay gets into the wall. And that one was a long time setting up, Rick. We're going to go back and take a peek. And I said his name wrong. Nick O'Kay in the 9. We're watching him because it all happened in front of him. Looks like Bockover may have gotten into the 48 a little bit. Everybody woes up to try and hold off from it, but O'Kay takes the worst of it. And Terry Foster somehow snuck his way through. We're going to go back and take a look right out of the cockpit of Terry Foster's 86 because, man, he has a close call for him. So O'Kay moves up just in front of him, then drops down to the inside. You see the 48 get punted just a little bit. And Terry Foster hard on that left-hand side wheel and able to get around it. Knows we're under caution, so blows up the 86.
Well, Foster did a fabulous job there, Chris. I mean, that could have spelled disaster there for him tonight. But let me tell you, O'Kay used to be AccuWare, but, you know, we changed it. That Cotterman Chevy Silverado, man, it is beat up hard.
So, new race leader once again. It's going to be Christopher Tate. As a few of the front runners coming down pit road, including Dakota Todd, Brian McRae, Jacob Sayers, Ashton Slice, and a few others, it looks like. Philip Walling also finding himself on pit road. So 27.
Go ahead.
I was going to say 27 drivers started tonight. And it looks like we have 5 drivers who have dropped out of the server so far. And multiple other drivers on pit road for extended amount of time. I want to welcome back Todd Hatcher and Ty Morosco to the track.
Exactly, both drivers out there doing what they have to do. Got Ty Morosco in the 1 Mar Racing machine. You got the 40 Todd Hatcher and the Hatcher gun. Back out extended time. I mean, 40 still beat up, but the crew got that motor changed. The crew in the number 1 got that motor changed out there, getting every single lap and point that they possibly can, which is awesome.
Well, Hatcher went for a ride. I don't know if you remember it, but it was earlier on in stage 1. He went for a ride that we actually took it from the cockpit view. It was amazing. He was up and over and around, and oh boy, So new race leader Christopher Tate leading the way around this big track under caution. He's got Derek Paulson behind him. Corey Sherman has moved up to third. Hank Caston fourth. Chris Williams rounding out the top five. Nick Okie, we just saw him make a little bit of, or get a little contact, but he's running around this track still. Sixth spot. Jamie Walker in seventh. And you've got Tyler Dugan and Ashton Slice, eighth and ninth. Dakota Todd rounding out the top 10. So different pit strategies definitely being employed by these drivers here tonight at Gateway Motorsports Park. As we are still under caution. Caution lights should shut off this time by to get ready to go under the green flag once again. So the Ford Mustang hits the switch, the pace car lights go out, and it's 1.25 miles around this track before we go back to the green flag. I want to thank everybody once again for coming out and spending a little bit of time here on a Sunday night getting ready for the work week here with the TRJkarting.com Blazing Pedals Truck Series. These guys do a fantastic job week in and week out. Car counts are incredibly good, and a lot of that comes right back to the admin. So thank you guys for doing everything that you do to make your drivers happy. Know they're playing on a fair and balanced server. In a fair and balanced league. Pace car heading into turn 3. It's getting set to come down pit road, and once it does, Christopher Tate gonna have control of the field. Will he go right off? That's kind of been the trend here tonight, and he wastes no time. The 4 gone. Christopher Tate takes off. Derek Paulson gonna hold on to second. Corey Sherman looks like he's gonna hold third. Hank Caston slides in behind him to hold on to fourth position. Chris Williams gonna be fifth, but already we're setting up for a battle just ahead of them. As Hank Caston looking to the inside, can't quite get there on Corey Sherman in the 3. And Paulson holding on to second by a good distance. I take a little pause there because the 88 is moving fast once again. He is in 5th spot already, and he's right behind Hank Caston in the 5. Jamie Walker looking hard to try and get back up towards the front. Two by two racing. It's getting settled out right now. Jamie Walker moves forward and bringing Tyler Dugan in the 25 along with him. Hank Caston falls a couple of positions on one shot. And Corey Sherman putting the afterburners on. He gets around the 6th, and oh my goodness, look at this. 3 other trucks coming along as well. Corey Sherman opened up a hole, and everybody took advantage. Now the 88 drops below Sherman in the 3, and Jamie Walker takes it to 2nd spot. Tyler Dugan trying to follow Walker through the hole that was created. And Dugan now to the inside of the 3. Heading into turns 1 and 2, it's Jamie Walker and Tyler Dugan battling it out. Corey Sherman sitting there in 4th spot. Hank Caston 5th, but here comes Dakota Todd working the inside of Caston. The 8 truck takes away 5th spot. And Caston falls to 6th, 97. Jeff Hartline trying to become a part of this battle. Great restart for these guys. A few laps into it, we're still racing hard in the top 10.
While these guys are racing it out, Chris, right now, the driver of the number 17 machine, that's Brian Dees. He's inside just getting out of the infield care center. Brian Dees, you got Rick and Chris up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got you. How you guys doing?
Oh, man, obviously better than you, man. What's going on out there with the 17 team?
I don't know. It just kind of seems to be my luck this season so far. I was racing with, I believe it was 39. Kind of battling for stage points there, and I guess he got a little loose off the corner, collected me, and straight into the inside wall. 32 minutes of damage, so kind of the way it's been going lately.
Yeah, that's a bummer there for you. I mean, you've been out here, you've been trying to do what you had to do. You know, you switched up the paint scheme this season. I know at one point there last season you were driving for Mark Arthur there in the My Little Pony truck, and you came back here in the Marvel Studio. I mean, it's a beautiful paint, man, but just not having the luck, like you said, this season. Do you think you're going to be able to get back out there tonight, or are you going to call it quits?
Given the way things been going, I don't know if I'll be able to make up any positions. I'll probably give it a try. I don't really have anything better to do, so might as well go out, run some laps, go out fighting, you know.
Well, there you go, buddy. Then you can also start getting ready and thinking about Lucas Oil. That's going to be in 2 weeks there. We're off next week for Labor Day, man. But so plenty of time to practice. Hopefully you can turn your luck around. I'm glad you're okay. And is there anybody on that 17 you need to thank?
Just thank the admins, Mark for running the league, Sam for keeping an eye on us, keep all the rules in check. You guys for broadcasting, and obviously TRJ Karting for everything Tim does for us.
There you go, buddy. Glad you're okay once again, and hopefully we see that 17 back out there tonight.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Take care.
Bye.
And that's Brian Deeds, driver of the 17. Heartbreaker night for him, as he is probably going to be done for the night. And Rick, as you were talking with Brian, I'm watching a battle here shaping up between Christopher Tate and the 4 and the 88 of Jamie Walker. Walker finding that mid-season form back again, looking to try and take the lead away from Tate. He moves to the inside, looking for a position. Coming out of turn 4, going to be a drag race. And it looks like Jamie Walker's going to beat him to the line.
I mean, that's something we noticed. Jamie Walker, I mean, you know, he missed some races this season, but every time he comes out here, Chris, it seems like he doesn't like to qualify. And I think, you know, he started this race here tonight in 15th position. Now he is in the lead. And I think he likes to warm up by, you know, working his way through the field, making sure that he knows how his truck is feeling. And usually it's feeling pretty good. I mean, the Dew Crew and the number 88, man, they're fast. And they've been fast all season long, and it really shows. I mean, just look at the points. And Walker out here once again, I mean, he's starting to pull away from Christopher Tate right now.
So Jamie Walker reassumes the lead. He was led earlier on in this race and hasn't really had a sniff of it since stage 1. But the 88 back out front right now. The 4 right behind him, Christopher Tate. It looks like he might be in trouble once again as Tyler Dugan setting up to the inside. Dugan moves it down into turns 3 and 4. Tyler Dugan looking to try and take position away coming out of 4. It's exactly what we saw Jamie Walker do, but the 25 not able to get there at the line. This battle continues on heading into turns 1 and 2, and Tate kind of lets him go. Knows that his tires probably aren't as good as the 25, and Tyler Dugan takes over second spot. Behind Tate, it's going to be Todd in the 8 truck. Dakota having kind of an up and down night right now, running 4th position, and he's got Corey Sherman behind him. Sherman driving very well tonight. That truck very clean. He's got a top 5 position to show for it.
We've had quite a few leaders here so far tonight. I mean, Ashley Slice still holding that top lead of 34 laps. So you got Walker out there. He's working on 29, working on 30 right now. You got Christopher Tate. I'm not sure why he's not showing up on my screen, but I know it was him. He's led 28 so far here tonight. Hicks has led 17 before he had an issue there with his connection. Dugan also leading 14 laps tonight.
Yeah, as you said, plenty of race leaders so far. To the point where we're not sure how this one's going to finish up yet, Rick, but we do have some time. About 76 laps or so before the end of this one to figure it out. In that 76 laps, we're going to see at least one more pit stop out of these drivers, as they will not be able to make the distance on the fuel they have. And the tires, well, that's another story.
That is another story like we talked about earlier in the broadcast, because these drivers only have 3 sets of tires here tonight. Now, Ashton Slice, we saw him wait until around lap 60 to take his first set, and it worked really well for him. I mean, he was able to pull away. Right now, he is sitting back there in, I believe, 9th position. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. You know, a lot of drivers out there have saved at least a set of tires for this run. We're on lap 125 of 200, so in a few, I think we're going to see some drivers coming down pit road. It's going to get very busy down there. They're going to be looking for some fuel. And if they have a set of tires left, they're going to use it.
Yeah, if you can, you probably want to stretch it out to about lap 150 is my thought, Rick. You get to lap 150, you got 50 laps to go. You could do that on a set of tires easily. And that fuel wouldn't be an issue either. So just watching Ashton Slice going around, and there's something different about that truck. It just doesn't seem to have the same speed it had earlier. And Ashton may actually be sitting on a very old set of tires, as speed just isn't there.
No, he's kind of just hanging out there by himself in 9th position right now, Chris. I mean, Chris Williams is sitting there in the 13, but he is way far behind him. Just amazing on what Ashton just kind of sitting there. We're not used to seeing him doing that, but like you said, he might be on that old set of tires and just trying to save that equipment. I mean, the 68 looking pretty good. Not much damage on that, if any at all. Not really seeing any. Maybe a little bit in the rear, but kind of hard to tell.
Well, we're definitely getting on into this run, Rick, as we're on lap 127 of 200. The restart was on about lap 102. So it's been a little while since these guys have been on pit road. If they didn't pick up tires that time by, they're really mad at them now. And if they did, they're starting to equalize. Jamie Walker, your race leader in the 88. He's being followed by Tyler Dugan as we go through the field. Dakota Todd in the 8 truck running in 3rd. Christopher Tate, he's led a bunch of laps here tonight. Tate running in 4th position. Corey Sherman in the 3 truck rounding out the top 5. Jeff Hartline in the 97 running in 6th position. And that's with the damage to the tailgate section of that truck. Hank Caston in the 5, running in 7th position. He's got Derek Paulson right behind him. Ashton Slice, we were just talking about him, running in 9th position. Aaron Poppy Backover is running in the top 10, 10th position for him. Backover. And Brian McRae in the 35. He's running in 11th position. He's been involved in a couple of incidents tonight. And then we go to the 48. That's Philip Walling. Walling, another truck with some damage to the tailgate area. Otherwise, pretty clean. The 48 running strong in 12th position. Jacob Sayers in the 39, running in 13th position, with Terry Foster in the 86, running in 14th. Nick Opie running in 15th position, and he is the last truck on the lead lap. The 13 of Chris Williams, the first truck, 1 lap down, looking to try and keep it that way so he can get that lap back. Jaden Dahlberg, at one time, Ricky was 16 laps down. Now he finds himself 10 laps down. And Jaden Dahlberg just trying to log those laps. I think he's gained about 5 positions. So Jaden doing whatever he can to try and get the best points tonight out of the situation. Brian Dees, we talked to him out of the care center. He is probably done for tonight. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin back out on track. He's about 10 laps behind Dees. So the Butcher trying to pick up at least 1 position here tonight. The 10 actually doesn't look horrible. You can definitely tell it's hot at night though, with the damage to the back side of that thing, and maybe a little bit to the right front. Joshua Hawks, who was the driver of the number 12, finds himself in 20th position. He's watching from the hauler. Dalton Kilrow still on pit road, 53 laps down. Ty Morosco back out on track. Morosco, 55 laps down. He's looking to try and take that position away from Dalton Kilrow. And that is one reason why you always try and fight back out on track. Every position, every point counts. Todd Hatcher, the last of the running trucks. He and Morosco both were on pit road for an extended amount of time. They both came back out on track. And Todd Hatcher running in 23rd position. The 4 last trucks, Hunter King, Blake Decker, Alex Hicks, and Ian Habiak. In watching this one on the hauler, Decker and Hicks and Habiak all having internet connections. Hunter King had a pretty tough night.
I mean, that's just unfortunate for those guys. I mean, Hunter King, you know, he's been in and out of the races here, doing what he has to do. He's on an unsponsored truck in the number 38. Just not having the night that he wanted. Involved in a couple south spins and a lot of damage. Blake Decker, unfortunately, he's out there in Turn 3 Racing Network land watching with us there. Lost internet connection. iRacing having some issues tonight. I mean, we saw it there with Alex Hicks. He was out there leading the race, and he was sitting, I think, actually in second when he actually disconnected. And 40 in Habia. We heard from Tim, his dad, the owner of TRJ Karting.com. You know, had an issue, wasn't able to grid. But Ian not giving up. He's sitting there probably still turning laps there at Lucas, getting ready for 2 weeks from now. Amy Walker's still out front, Chris, right now. Doing everything that he can just to get around some lap traffic here. By having a really good job. Ooh, oh, 25 Tyler Dugan in the 8. We're under caution.
Dugan faced the wrong way on the track. Caution is out. We're going to go back and find out what happened. So the 8 working his way to the inside. Oh, and they just get together.
Yeah, it was just hard racing.
Dakota Todd stopped on the track, fires it back up, gets off the race surface and heading in the right direction. 25 and the 8 getting together, bringing out the caution here on lap 137 of 200, and there goes all of that pit strategy, Rick. It's gone.
It is gone. I think we're going to see some drivers probably coming down. I mean, like you said, I would try to stretch it out a little bit until lap 150, but I have a feeling we're going to see some guys coming down pit road here for some tires. Kiddos, I'm glad that everything is sounding good. I mean, Chris and I, we put a little bit of money this season into our setups and trying to bring the best broadcast that we possibly can here. Chris and really more Chris than me. I just done some testing with him. I'm working really hard trying to get everything sounding just right. We don't just jump on and broadcast. I mean, there's a lot of nights where we're testing away until, well, sometimes it's 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I know right now a couple of drivers have gone down pit road. Amy Walker right now electing to stay out on the track right now. Chris Bertate going to be sitting in second. All that happened, Jeff Hartline. He got a little bit of damage on that 97 right now, but he is sitting in third. Got a bunch of drivers heading down pit road now.
Yeah, a lot of those trucks coming down pit road being led by Jaden Dahlberg. Their laps down, but they need service too, Rick, in order to keep going here and hopefully try and climb a position or two.
I mean, one guy who kind of surprised me there, Chris, that's the 4 Christopher Tate going down to get, I mean, I'm sure a lot of these guys have tires. You also got the 8 of Dakota Todd. He's out there. He's getting service done. That's where it's going to get kind of interesting.
Yeah, I know Rick thanked you already, Skittles, but yes, thank you. We did put some money in, as Rick said, and I believe it's starting to show and sound. I'm kind of watching the stream along with you to make sure that it's looking as good as what I see. A new monitor, I think, makes all the difference in the world. So we've got new monitor, we've got new sound, we've got new, Rick, we've got a lot of new in order to make these things look the way they do and sound the way they sound.
Now earlier, Chris, we talked about Ashton Splice not doing exactly what we thought that he could do out there. Right now, sitting in 4th, he is heading down pit road once again.
Yeah, keep an eye on this. Passion Slice, very late into this caution, deciding to come down pit road. Could this be the last set of tires?
Yeah, the lights are off on the pace car, so he's moving into his stall right now. I'm not seeing the jacks go up. He just got a splash of fuel.
Interesting. Back out to race leader Jamie Walker. He's got Jeff Hartline to his outside. Corey Sherman going to restart in third. Derek Paulson in fourth. Paulson's another driver, Rick. He's not had the luck, really, to get a top spot finish, but he has been up front for most of the races so far this season. And he's a pretty talented driver. Showing it off tonight. Right now, running in fourth position. Look at fifth. It's Aaron Poppy Backover. And, man, he kind of came out of nowhere running in fifth spot in the 44.
Yeah, TNA Motorsports having a really good night here so far tonight. Like you said, he's sitting in fifth. Terry Foster, he's sitting in 16th position. And that truck's been fairly clean tonight. We're back under green.
Jamie Walker leading the way, and it's a battle for second spot between Jeff Hartline and Corey Sherman. Hartline to the outside, Sherman to the inside. Sherman takes it away. Hartline losing another position to the six of Paulson. Hartline stuck way up high, and he went back to fourth position. And there's a battle going on for fifth, but it's quick, or excuse me, for sixth spot. Christopher Tate took it away from Philip Walling. Walling has a couple of drivers all around him. Here comes the 8 of Dakota Todd. And look who's right behind him. It's the 86. Battle for the lead. As Corey Sherman in the 3 truck putting on a show. Derek Paulson following him through, Rick.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we talked about Corey Sherman there earlier in the race, Chris, and they might take it 3 wide. Oh, nope. They were thinking about it, but man, Corey Sherman came out of nowhere, Chris. Earlier in the beginning of the race, he was sitting there in the back just doing what he had to do. Started here tonight in 21st, passed 20 trucks, get into that number 1 position right now. Derek Paulson, we talked about him. He started 7th tonight, sitting in 2nd. That's just amazing. I mean, I think Jamie's probably not happy that he stayed out, but I think he's probably thinking around lap 50 to come in. Kind of like what we were talking about. Aaron Backover sitting in 4th. We got 97 Jeff Hartline. He's sitting in 5th position. But we have a massive gaggle of trucks behind him. Here comes Ashton Slice at 68. He's bringing Terry Foster with him.
Yeah, Terry Foster, 2 laps down, but he is clean and he is fast right now. Gets around Hartline. And Terry Foster moving up on the track. Here comes the
35?
Yep. We're looking at the same thing, bud.
35, he's also a lap down, Chris, trying to get through. I mean, these guys must have came down for tires, doing what they have to do, but man, what a gaggle of trucks. You got Christopher Tate sitting there. He's got Jeff Hartline and the 35 right on his tail. The 35 looking on the inside, almost 3 wide there. 35 goes around the 4. Here comes Hank Caston and Jeff Hartline.
Yeah. Caston was on the bottom. Hartline was in the middle. Hartline backs out to give enough room. And the 17 of Brian Dees back out on track. So Brian McRae right now in the 35, your first truck, 1 lap down. Chris Williams in the 13 joins him. He's a couple of trucks away on the track. Both of those guys 1 lap down along with Nick Okie in the 9. And then it's Terry Foster.
2 laps down, but he's putting on a heck of a show here, Chris, as the 35 goes on the inside and around him. And Terry Foster last week not feeling that good, wasn't able to finish the race there. He did most of it, but called it quits. And but out there tonight, he's definitely feeling better, man, and he's out there doing what he has to do, having a good run here, sitting in 16th position. Yeah, Derek Paulson was able to take over the lead from Corey Sherman. So chalk up another leader to the race here tonight.
Yeah, that makes more than a handful.
Look at this Ashton Slice. He's getting a lot of pressure from Aaron Poppy Backover. He's having a fabulous night. I don't want to talk about him too much because I don't want to put any bad luck, but right now Backover sitting in fourth, trying to get around the 68. Those trucks are fast and working really well together.
So the one guy we haven't talked about for a little while, Rick, is the 25 of Tyler Dugan. Race Control informs me he had a black flag. So Tyler Dugan pushed back to 12th spot. It's the last truck on the lead lap. Working the field still, though, so and this race is far from done. 52 laps left.
So far tonight, Dugan has led 14 laps. Like you said, Chris, not giving up. He's out there digging as much as he possibly can.
So Jamie Walker kind of midway through this run is starting to fall back just a little bit. You got to ask or wonder, does he have a set of tires in his back pocket somewhere? And if so, when is he going to put them on? Definitely doesn't want to come down during green flag. We know that that'll put you down a lap. Jaden Dahlberg on pit road. The 88 tires are smoked. We just saw him go way up the track, having to blow it up quite a bit. Other side of the coin, the 35 with those fresh tires, able to stick it wherever he wants to. And right now he wants to be to the inside of Jamie Walker, the 35, marching himself through the field.
Trying to get his lap back the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, he's got some work to do though, Rick. The leader is way ahead of him. There is the race leader, the 6 of Derek Paulson, crossing the start-finish line. He's got Corey Sherman running in second spot. Ashton Slice is running in third. Then it's Backover and Jamie Walker rounding out the top 5.
We got the 5 of Hank Caston sitting there in 6th, Chris. Jacob Sayers having another good night, that 39. Looking good out there. A little damage to the rear, but doing okay, sitting in 7th. Christopher Tate right behind. Ooh. As I talked about him, he got loose. Able to hang on. He mowed a little bit of grass. Lost a lot of momentum, though. Christopher Tate sitting there in 10th. Going back a little ways here because some things have changed. 97 of Jeff Hartline sitting in 8th position. Dakota Todd in that number 8 machine. He's came close to leading a few laps. He's been really fast out there trying to do what he has to do. He got the pole here tonight. Just not having the night that he wants. He's in 9th. Christopher Tate, who's back, he's sitting in 10th. Philip Walling in the 48. He's running in 11th right now. Tyler Dugan, we talked about him earlier. That 25 machine sitting in 12th position. Brian McRae in the 35, sitting there in 13th. Chris Williams in the 13. He's sitting in 14th. We got Terry Foster. He's sitting there in that 86, 15th. Like Chris said, he was 2 laps down. Nick O'Kay in the 9, sitting in 16th. He's 5 laps down and actually on pit road right now. Jaden Dahlberg, he pulled it back into the pits, and actually he is sitting in the infield care center. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, that 10 machine, he had an issue. He was barbecuing. He's sitting there in 18th position. Ryan Dees, as Chris said, back out there on track in the 17th, sitting in 19th. Ty Morosco, Todd Hatcher, 20 and 21st. Dalton Kilroy's back out on track, Chris. He's sitting in 22nd. And we got Joshua Hawk, Hunter King, Blake Decker, Alex Hicks, and Ian Habia. Let's bring up the driver of the number 36 there. Jaden Dahlberg, you got Rick Chris up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, man. Listen, you gave it one heck of a run here tonight. You never gave up, man. Are you finally done?
Yeah, I came down in the pits and blew up as soon as I pulled down here because I had nose damage and it was overheating.
Oh, man, that's unfortunate for you because you gave it one heck of a run out there tonight. Right now, you're sitting in 17th position. That's a heartbreaker, man. What happened with during your race?
I just got caught up in the first accident. They piled up everyone and ended up trying to get fixed and trying to get back to the front, and just had problems from there, getting caught up in wrecks and trying to get back out there.
That's unfortunate, man. Listen, I love your paint scheme. Anybody in that A&L Property Services that you need to thank?
A&L Property Services, Love Truck Motorsports, JRS Racing Shocks, everyone around here, and hope we can come back next week, or actually Lucas Oil in 2 weeks, and come out with better finish than what we had here.
Well, there you go, buddy. Listen, you gave it one hell of a run here tonight, man. I'm proud of you, and I talked about you earlier in the broadcast. If you watch the races after the race, you'll hear that, man. You did a really good job, and sorry for your luck, and we look forward to seeing you out there, Lucas, in 2 weeks.
Yeah, hopefully to get a top 5 or maybe even win it next week there at Lucas Oil.
All right, buddy. Well, hey, listen, good luck. Have a good week.
Thank you.
That was Jaden Dahlberg. He fought back pretty valiantly, but at the end of the day, just doesn't have enough motor left to keep it going. So Jaden off track once again, being shown 21 laps down. He did pick up some positions though, Rick, and you can't fault the driver for doing that. He's sitting currently in 17th position.
No, I mean, these guys, I mean, if it was me out there and I would have been disappointed, man, on my run, I would have probably called it quits, but Ellenberg didn't do that. He stuck it out, did what he had to do. Unfortunately, his night did not end the way that he wanted it to, but he never gave up, and that's what it's all about, man. Every point, every lap matters, and these guys are putting on one heck of a show.
44 of Aaron Bockover running in 4th position. Having a great run for TNA Motorsports. Aaron Bockover, he's overdue for a really great run, so this is awesome to see out of him. He's got the 5 of Hank Caston in 5th spot, running behind him. The 35 just ahead of him, Brian McRae, being scored 1 lap down. He's the first truck on 1 lap down, so if there were another caution to come out, Brian McRae would be the lucky dog. Again, I want to thank everybody for coming out to Turn 3 Racing Network, your home of the TRJ Karting.com Blazing Pedals Truck Series every Sunday night right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. It's been a very good showing for these guys here tonight at Gateway. As we started off in the daytime and transitioned into night successfully, and this setup really coming into its own as this race continues on.
It's been a great night of racing so far, Chris. I mean, I know we had some cautions there, but these guys putting on one heck of a show, as you just said there. I mean, we've had 11 cautions. 2 of those were for stage 1 and stage 2. So not bad. I mean, we've seen a few races here at Gateway turn really bad, and these guys just doing what they have to do to get through the regular season. Again, tonight is the last race and the last chance of somebody to secure their spot. And right now, that's going to be Derek Carlson if he keeps it up. We're on lap 163 at 200. He's doing a fabulous job right now. And, I mean, this race, there's a lot on the line. I mean, drivers that haven't won yet, they need to win this race to secure a spot in the chase. 2 weeks when we go to Lucas Oil, it's going to be the first round of the chase, and there's going to be 16 drivers that are going to be running for that as they go through. And, points are good, points are tight. These guys doing everything they can, though. Right now, Derek Paulson's sitting. We talked about it. He hasn't had the luck that he wanted this season. He's one of the newer members of the Dr. Squatch Racing guys, and just hasn't had the night. And kind of like Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. I mean, he had issues, and again, tonight, more issues. It's sad for these guys, but, man, there is a lot on the line tonight.
For those just tuning in, this is the last race of the regular season. 2 weeks from now, we go to Lucas Oil, and we kick off the championship run. I'm actually very much looking forward to watching the championship season, or the championship runs kind of unfold here. These guys put on a great season. And Rick, of course, we ended off with an unknown. We don't know where we're going to be having a championship race because of the way these guys do it.
Yeah, I mean, I really like how they do it, Chris. I know you do too. I mean, these guys, what they do is they take every race that they ran in the season, minus road course and super speedways. They put it up to the vote of the drivers to find out where that championship race is going to be. And that's going to be on October 27th, I believe. And that's just amazing. I love how they do that. You don't see a lot of leagues doing that. They put it in the driver's hands to find out where they're gonna race. I mean, a lot of guys, they try to do it like NASCAR. Okay, we're gonna end, start the season at Daytona, then we're gonna end it at Homestead. But not these guys. These guys do a fabulous job. I mean, we got a lot of cool tracks coming up, Chris. I mean, like we said, in 2 weeks we're gonna be heading to Lucas Oil. Then I believe it's still a Roval. That's going to be fun because we know Ashton Slice. There's a lot of drivers here that are really
speaking
good.
of Ashton Slice, you said his name. He goes around. Ashton Slice going to bring out the caution. We saw it live.
I'm telling you, I'm going to start using numbers.
The 68 with a self spin. We kind of saw him jiggle about a lap and a half ago. Like his truck was getting unsettled, and boy, around he went. We'll go back and take a peek. So that's about where he was wiggling, just coming off in turn 4. We'll watch this lap unfold because, man, Rick, you couldn't have timed that one any better if you tried.
Oh, I do my best. I'm sorry, Ashton. I'll buy some icebreaker gum and some Energizer batteries tonight or tomorrow.
68 coming out of turns 3 and 4. And he's on those rumble strips, Rick, and you said his name, and boom, around he goes. Philip Walling doing a good job kind of just avoiding it. So a few happy drivers, I believe, are going to take advantage of this situation.
One driver that's happy is the 88, man. We saw him, go from top man to not being able to do much. I mean, kind of like Ashton Slice, and I know he's been out there. I'm sure he has a set of tires in there somewhere in his back pocket.
He's on pit road right now. Oh no, he's not. Jamie Walker. The 88 not being shown in the server. Something happened with the 88.
Oh, no.
We missed it 6 laps ago, Rick. We missed it completely. Tyler Dugan also has loaded up for the night, it looks like. Big changes.
Yeah, Dugan has called it a night, and so has Jamie Walker. Man, that is unfortunate, Chris.
Something happening with the Dew crew. And
that racing's been spotty tonight, really spotty.
Yeah. Aaron Bockover being scored as your race leader. He's coming down pit road.
So Chris, as we talked about, we do have next weekend off here. We're going to return September 8th to Lucas Oil. That's going to be 300 laps in the afternoon with only 2 sets of tires. Then September 15th, we're going to be heading to the Roval. So I was right for 80 laps. That's going to be fun. Then we head over to Michigan, Homestead, New Hampshire, and Pocono. That's going to be on October 13th. Those guys going to do that last race, 100 laps there, 3 sets of tires, and then we're going to go to that championship race. We don't know what it is, to be determined by the vote. So we're going to be looking forward to that. That's going to be fun.
Bockover comes down pit road, gives up the lead. Jacob Sayers in the 39. Right now being scored as your race leader. Derek Colson in second. Corey Sherman third. Then it's Hank Caston, Dakota Todd. So this caution coming out at an opportune time for a few drivers. And it gives us another race leader, Jacob Sayers.
Sayers started 12th here tonight, Chris. Like you said, now he is leading these guys through their pace to win whatever he has to do. He's getting some bonus points. So that's a good thing.
Brian McRae getting his lap back during this caution. That'll put 11 trucks on the lead lap. Chris Williams comes down pit road, and Brian McRae going to be scored in 10th position. checking in with our unofficial member of Turn 3 Racing Network, the 86 Terry Foster. He's being scored in 13th position. A good run for Terry.
I love Terry Foster, man. I mean, out there, he just had some really bad luck. He asked somebody, me, to do a paint scheme for him to change things up a little bit. And his health declined there a little bit. He wasn't feeling well. He came back last week, Chris. He did what he had to do, and I loved having Terry up in the booth. We got to definitely do that again. I mean, that was a lot of fun. He wasn't able to finish the race last week, but man, this week, what a fabulous run there by the 86 team.
Pace car drops down, and the 39 of Jacob Sayers holds the field up just a little bit, then hits the loud button. We are going back under the green flag, Rick. 30 laps to go. Jacob Sayers is your race leader.
Derek Paulson sitting there in second position, Chris. He's got the 3 of Corey Sherman all over his back bumper. Derek Paulson right now looking on the inside of the 39 right now. And he's bringing Sherman with him. Those two trucks working together, they're going to be able to get around the 39. Working on the inside as they go through the corner now. Derek Paulson takes over the lead. Corey Sherman moves into second. Here comes Dakota Todd in the number 8. He's going to take over third.
Todd really with a great move. Used that white line at the bottom of the track to try and help his truck turn. It did, and he took over third spot. So Dakota Todd, haven't talked about him really of anything of significance for a little while. Todd very, very fast around this track. Now back up to third spot.
Look at the 5 of Hank Cassidy right now. He's sitting in 5th position, but he's getting around that 39 of Jacob Sayers right now. Working that inside lane, trying to get that 5 to do what he has to do, and he's bringing Heartline with him.
So 5
Cassidy moves up.
Yeah, he moves up to 4th position, and here comes, just like you said, Rick, Jeff Heartline. He is moving along with him. Now Heartline takes over 5th spot, and Jacob Sayers gets in the wall a little bit. Christopher Tate and Aaron Bockover going to take advantage.
Able to get around him right now. The 44 Aaron Bockover working on the 39 of Sayers. It looks like this time by as they go through the corner, he's going to clear the 39. Aaron Bockover moves up into 7th position. Christopher Tate takes over 6th. And so Sayers pulling back just a little bit, but he's had a good run here tonight. Ashton Slice sitting in 9 in that number 68 machine. He's coming back down through. Brian McRae riding out the top 10 right now. McRae actually taps into the wall just a little bit. That's going to give the 13 of Chris Williams 10th position as the 13 rockets right by Brian McRae.
This in from race control. Jamie Walker ended up hitting the wall and couldn't recover.
Oh, that's unfortunate for the 88 crew.
And Tyler Dugan dropped from serve. So Derek Paulson in the 6th is your race leader. Deep into this one, he's got Dakota Todd trying to march down and take it away from him. Derek Paulson, your race leader. Corey Sherman having a great run here tonight. That 3 truck looking really strong. He's running in 3rd spot, and Sherman catching the back bumper of Dakota Todd right now. Sherman's running a slightly different line than everybody else. He's coming in the corner a little bit high. He works back down to the bottom, comes out a little higher than everybody else. Sherman has something figured out here that's working for him, and that's the most important thing you can do. Remember that thing I was saying earlier in the race, Rick? You got to make that setup work for you. You got to figure it out and how to best use it. Well, I think Corey Sherman has done just that.
Yeah, I mean, it seems, well, it was about 170 laps or so ago, Chris. We were talking about him. He was down back in the rear end of the field. I mean, he started here tonight in 21st. He decided not to qualify and just kind of hung out back, and he was very quiet. And then all of a sudden, boom, he was up towards the front, and he is having a fantastic job. I mean, I love that paint scheme anyway. The blue and the green work really well together. And of course, that number. We all love that number. He's doing it for Dale out there tonight.
Do it for Dale. Want to thank everybody once again for coming out on your Sunday night, spending some time with us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. This has been the TRJKarting.com Blazing Pedals Truck Series. We see them every Sunday night right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And we have had a hell of a show here tonight. We've got Derek Paulson, Dakota Todd, Corey Sherman, your top three, running nose to tail on track. Heading into turns 1 and 2. And Paulson trying to hold on Todd very, very fast here tonight. He is trying to figure out a way to get around that number 6 truck to become your race leader. Time is winding out though, Rick. 22 laps to go. And Todd's going to have to make a move soon.
That he is, Chris. And I want to give another shout out to Hank Caston. Hopefully Hank watches this, man. He's out there running that number 5 machine with the names of his brothers that he lost there in the service, and that's just amazing. He started out here tonight in 27th. I mean, he has had a heck of a race. That number 5 truck, that Chevy Silverado, nice and clean, and right now he's sitting in 4th. So even with a 4th place finish, if the race was to end right now, he has something to be proud about. I mean, he came out here tonight, did what he had to do, and he moved up through the field quite a bit there.
Rounding out the top 5, it's going to be Christopher Tate. Tate doing a great job tonight, running in 5th position. He's led multiple laps here so far tonight, and the Ford truck is looking to have a solid top 5 finish.
Might even try to take over 4th, yeah.
Yeah, Hartline running in 6th position right now. A little bit of damage, but it has not slowed him down one bit. Hartline right now being scored in 6th position. Aaron Bockover has lost a little bit of ground to Jeff Hartline, but Bockover having a good night. He's running in 7th position in his Budweiser Chevy Silverado, and that's a great thing for TNA Motorsports, as they've got a guy in 7th spot and they've got a guy in 13th spot. Good night all around. Ashton Slice, he has led laps here tonight. He won both stages, and we saw him have a self-spin. Ashton Slice finding himself deep into this one, running in 8th position. Jacob Sayers in the Harpoon Design Silverado. We saw him lead a little bit. The 39 now sitting in 9th position. Chris Williams had an up and down night right now, being scored in the top 10, 10th position for Williams. He was down a lap, made it back up, and now the 13 running in 10th. Speaking of being down a lap and having a rough night, man, oh man, Brian McRae in the 35, involved in a couple of different cautions here tonight. And he was also down a lap. You hear him shifting into that high gear, getting ready for that long back stretch. McRae running in 11th position. Philip Walling, he's 1 lap down, the only truck 1 lap down right now. He's running in 12th position. And I'm trying just to hold on to get to the end of this one with 17 laps to go. Terry Foster. Well, we know Terry. We see him up in the booth every single Sunday night doing the grid walk. Terry Foster having a good night. He's 2 laps down, running in 13th position. After that, Rick, there's a lot of heartache and everything else that goes along with a long race. Jamie Walker, Tyler Dugan, Nico Kie off the course right now and in the hauler. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin back out on track after an extended stay, but he has picked up a couple of positions, and the Butcher finds himself in 17th position. Jaden Dahlberg, we talked to him not too long ago. Dahlberg sitting in 18th position. Brian Dees, after an extended stay on pit road, is actually back on pit road once again, but he is running in 19th position. Ty Morosco and Todd Hatcher out early on this one, able to get back into the race, and actually they just shifted positions. Dees pushed down to 21st, Morosco 19th, Todd Hatcher in 20th. Dalton Kilrow, I don't know what to say about that. Dalton Kilrow also having a tough night. He is back out on track, being scored 59 laps down. Truck is up to speed, but it's seen better days. Then you've got Joshua Hawks, Hunter King, Blake Decker, Alex Hicks, Ian Habiak, all in the haulers watching the end of this one, Rick, with 14 laps to go. Derek Paulson is your race leader.
Absolutely right, Chris. And I mean, I was just going to say Dalton Kilrow. I mean, we talked about him earlier. We heard the the disappointment in his voice. Not having the night that he wanted to have, but hey, listen, he's not giving up. He's out there. He's running laps once again in that number 24, doing what he has to do, trying to get as many laps and as many points as he possibly can. As you said, Derek Paulson still sitting in first position. The 8 at Dakota Todd, he's the pole sitter here tonight, sitting in second. Now, they went through a bunch of lap traffic there, and the 8 actually caught up to the 6 just a little bit. And he peaked a few times, but he's just not able to find a way around that 6 right now. Derek Paulson's Dr. Squatch Pine Tar Chevy Silverado loves that clean air, doing what he has to do. Corey Sherman kind of fell back a little bit, still sitting there in third. And he's just kind of doing what he has to do. I mean, Dakota Todd really pulled away from him once he caught the draft of the 6. Christopher Tate, he moved his number 4 up into number 4th position. Hank Caston's got the 5 in 5th position right now, rounding out that top 5. Good solid night for these guys.
Yeah, with 12 laps to go, we're looking forward to the end of this one. Dakota Todd may have a little bit left in that 8 truck, but Derek Paulson leading the way, hoping for his first victory here in the Blazing Saddles Truck Series. One of multiple Dr. Squatch teammates. Paulson sitting out there in first spot. Teammate Brian McRae on the lead lap, running in 11th. Teammate Taylor the Butcher Benjamin running in 17th, multiple laps down.
That's not who's sitting in number 9. Got Jacob Sayers. He's out there in his 39, Chris. He's actually a part of the Dr. Squatch. He's the newest rookie member of Dr. Squatch Racing. He's having a good night sitting in 9th also.
Yeah, didn't want to exclude him, but we got to get him into a Dr. Squatch paint so I can remember.
I think he needs one of them aloe paints. That's what he needs.
I would like to see that one.
That's one we haven't seen yet.
Yep. May have to use a little bit of that aloe right after this race, actually. I can feel that sun was on my skin today.
You know, I used that when I was on the beach there in Maine on our summer vacation, Chris, and it actually did help quite a bit. Let's just face it, I mean, every single bar of Dr. Squatch that I've used, and I've pretty much used everything but Crisp IPA. I have not ordered that one yet. That'll be on my next order. Great soap. If you guys haven't, if you're looking for a good soap that's not commercial, go to drsquatch.com. You can use code SURSA for 15% off your first order. SURSA 15. I'll even throw it up in chat.
I have it on screen right now on the back side of Paulson's truck. Cestra 15. And you know 15. What? I have the Crisp IPA, and I'll tell you what, it's a pretty darn good one.
I'm just afraid that I'd try to eat it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, well, yeah, I suppose that could happen. And with no chemicals, you know, you're not going to die. So that's something.
And the lime might not be too good, but, you know. As Chris knows, I'm a big supporter of a lot of different leagues, man. If they have something out there, you know, guys that are running real world sponsorship, you know, I will definitely give them a plug and definitely, you know, try out their products. And Dr. Squatch has been one of my favorite things that I bought. Of course, you know, series sponsor, TRJ Guys, head on over there, man. Pick up a t-shirt, pick up a sweatshirt. Fall's coming. And let me tell you, the sweatshirt, I've washed it multiple times. I wear it a lot during the fall, winter, and spring. And the thing holds up. I mean, my t-shirts are holding up great. I love my racing gloves. Tim actually does a lot for his son Ethan there with Autism Speaks. I purchased a pair of gloves there for that. I love those things when I do get out on the track and do some iRacing. And my Alpine racing shoes, man, make all the difference. I mean, they're really comfortable. They actually let you feel the pedals, and it's something pretty cool. So if you're not into real world karting, I mean, if you are, definitely head over there because Tim will take care of you. He's got some great pricing, and he's a fast shipper, man. And it's all about helping small business here in America. Tim does a great job. He does a lot of things with real world racing. Make sure you head on over to trjkarting.com on Facebook. Give him a like. You can see all the things that he does for all these younger kids out there, and it's just amazing, man. And Ian, I've been watching. I love watching him here in sim racing, but in the real world, he's kicking butt, man, and I'm proud of him. So it's pretty cool. So make sure you head on over to trjkarting.com. Give Tim some support. I don't care if it's a poster, a sticker, a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, racing shoes, Do something for the man. We got 5 laps left to go, Chris, and right now Derek Paulson, nothing can touch him. I mean, Dakota Todd trying to get up to him, but just can't get that 8 up there.
Well, I'm going to talk about that right now, Rick, because as we were talking, plugging our sponsors, which they deserve, no doubt about that. But Ryan McRae ended up going down a lap, and McRae was able to get between the 6 and the 8 for just a moment. Keep in mind, McRae is a teammate of Derek Paulson in the 6. That really held up the 8, threw him off his game just a little bit. It took another back stretch and a set of corners for the 8 to get around the 35. And that may be the move to help Derek Paulson win this one.
And you can't fault McRae for doing that, Chris. I mean, helping out his teammate, he did it respectfully.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. There was nothing wrong with what he did. When Paulson went by him, he slid into position, looking to try and get it back. The 8 couldn't get around him at first. Took him a little bit of time to gather it back up and get around. So nothing wrong there. That was good racing. It was really smart.
Teammates
racing.
helping teammates. That's what it's all about. I mean, right now, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin's right there in front. That's another teammate of Derek Paulson. He's going to go around Ty Morosco. Ty Morosco staying high, so let these guys do his thing. And we see Derek Paulson, he's kind of running that same line that the Shermanator was running there. He's about a half the lane up as he goes through the corner, and then he cuts down.
Yeah, Dakota Todd just hitting these cars just in the wrong spot, and it's costing him a little bit of time on the track with 2 laps to go. Derek Paulson is really motoring around this track. The 8, we've already seen him get loose once, and white flag is going to come out. We've got less than 1.25 miles to situate this one through. Derek Paulson working really well on that 6 truck. The 39 comes down just a little bit. Paulson has to correct. Derek Paulson heading down that long backstretch for the final time here. Heading into turns 3 and 4. The 8 coming in, and here's what I was just talking about. The 39 is there. The 8 doesn't have a chance to get around him. The 39 is still there. The 8 bounces down, and Derek Paulson's going to cross the line as your race winner. Dakota Todd coming home second, and Corey Sherman with a great 3rd place finish.
Now, one thing to note, Chris, too, is 2nd and 3rd place, Dakota Todd and Corey Sherman, they're actually teammates, too, on Terminator Racing.
Awesome stuff.
Hank Casson brings that number 5 into 4th position, rounding out the top 5. That's going to be Jeff Hartline in the 97.
What a great race here on a Sunday night. What a way to start your week, man. This is it. Right here. TRJkarting.com. Blazing Pedals Truck Series every single week. I'll tell you right now, they put on a hell of a show. And these guys did it one more time. Paulson gonna burn the house down, and he deserves to. What a win for him. And what a great time to have it happen. Last race of the regular season. And Rick, we're going to step away for just a moment. We're going to set up post-race interviews. Guys, we're going to be right back. And we are back live after watching a 200 lap event here at Gateway Motorsports. After it's all said and done, our top 3 finishers are still on track. Rick, we're going to start off with Corey Sherman. Corey Sherman in the 3. Do you have a copy? It's Chris and Rick up in the booth.
I gotcha.
Well, bud, we don't get a chance to talk to you very often, but here you are, a strong finish out of the 3 truck, bringing it home in 3rd place tonight. The Shermanator team is looking pretty strong tonight. Why don't you take me through your race?
Well, it was funny. I raced in the Oculus, and the first whole stage, I actually pulled in a window. I was doing a fantasy draft for the first stage. So after that, I just laid in the back and tried not to get involved in any of the wrecks, and came out with a clean truck. I think I came out with a 0X tonight, too.
Well, that's pretty evident by you don't have a scratch on that thing. That thing is just as good as when you brought it here, maybe a little dirtier. Anybody on that 3 that you need to thank tonight?
I'd like to give a shout out to my parents. They try to catch every race and watching, and Savage Judge Graphics, and you guys for doing the broadcast, TRJ Karting for sponsoring the league, and Mark and all the admins for putting on a great league.
All right, boy. Well, listen, congratulations once again on your top 3 finish. We're going to let you go back with your crew and celebrate. This one was a great finish for you.
Thanks a lot.
And that's the driver of the number 3. Getting it done tonight, man. Corey Sherman finishing in 3rd. Next up, we have the 2nd place finisher, the driver of the number 8, Dakota Todd. Dakota, this is Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, bud, you were fast tonight. You were really fast tonight, but you ended up with a 2nd place finish. Still, as the last race of the regular season ends, not a bad place to be. Why don't you take me through your race?
Yeah, we did all right tonight. Got caught up in a couple early incidents we shouldn't have, and got run by some lap down cars that I didn't think was very fair, but it's all part of the game.
Well, that's just it. Yeah, I mean, you can only do so much. This is not it is a wide track, but it doesn't race like a wide track, so it's hard to avoid some things too. But again, finishing in 2nd spot, good momentum heading into the chase. And it's got to feel good for the 8. Anybody on that thing that you need to thank tonight?
Just like to thank Tim and Ian at TRJ Karting for everything to do for the series.
All right, bud. Well, we'll see you in about 2 weeks at Lucas Oil, and congratulations once again.
Thank you, sir. Y'all take it easy.
And that was Dakota Todd, driver of the number 8. Bringing it home in 2nd spot. That leaves us with one more driver to talk to. It's the driver of the number 6, Derek Polson. Derek, this is Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, absolutely, bud. And I'll tell you what, you look good out there tonight. Really good. And those last few laps, you and Dakota were setting up to have a pretty good battle. You were hitting some lap traffic a little bit better than him, and I think that may have giving you a slight edge and maybe the victory.
Yeah, him and I think we were trading lap times. You know, him and I were pretty much on top of each other. We must have been running nose to tail for 25 laps. I was just very surprised I didn't make a mistake, because if I did, he would have pounced all over it. And I'm very happy to come away with a victory here tonight.
Oh, excellent. And anybody on that 6 machine that you need to thank?
Oh, yeah, we got a long list here. First off, I got to thank TRJ Karting for coming on and sponsoring the league. I got to thank Mark and the admins for putting on the league. It's been a fun year. I'm so glad I was able to find this league and join it. I got to thank you guys up in the booth. You guys do a fantastic job. I watch your broadcasts other than this as well. And I always got to say you do a wonderful job at showcasing us racing sim cars. And I got to thank Dr. Swatch Racing and Dr. Swatch for coming on board. It's nice to have a good team owner and teammates and a good sponsor on board, and I want to thank them.
Well, it's really fun to watch, man, and congratulations. That's got to feel good heading into Lucas Oil 2 weeks to start the championship battle. and you are now a member of that battle. So congratulations on that, and good luck in the future.
Yeah, thank you. You guys take care up there.
All right.
But congrats.
Derek Polson, driver of the number 6, bringing it home in first place tonight, Rick. And it was a good race. There's a lot of action going on, and the man kind of behind the scenes trying to direct some of that action is joining us now. Brian McCrae, driver of the number 35, competition director here in the Blazing Pedals series. What say you tonight?
Hey, Chris, how you doing tonight, bud?
I'm doing great, man. I just watched some really good racing.
Yeah,
really good racing.
Buttoned it up there at the end. I think we struggled a little bit early in the race. This is a really, really difficult racetrack. Both, turn 1 and 2 are so tight. Turn 3 and 4 are totally different. It's flat, long straightaway, so you get a run and you're just catching people left and right. So I think, and you saw it, some of the early cautions that we had. We had some, there were people on the radio. There was certainly some aggressive driving, but more than anything else, I think we're still, just trying to learn how to race around each other. I do think we tightened up the show there at the end, and what a run by Derek Paulson, man. They put on one heck of a run there towards the last 50 or 60 laps. So I was really, really impressed after that.
Yeah, I think the whole final stage was actually really, really well done. The drivers put on a really good show. And hey, listen, you did all right too. You were able to get your lap back, and you did lose it again towards the end of the thing, but you come home with a top 10 finish, so certainly that's got to feel pretty good for you as well.
Yeah, I'll take it. I made a mistake. Hit pit road on a caution. Should have waited another lap. I was still about a half a lap behind the field and got lapped. No, it's my mistake. And I've had a set of tires in the pits waiting on a green flag checker. So I was sitting there, got my lap back, and just didn't work out. So, but I'm still happy. We did just great, and more than anything else, really happy for Derek. It's really great to see a teammate bring it home.
Absolutely.
Like,
go ahead, Rick.
I was going to say, Chris and I were talking too, and we're talking about Paulson during the broadcast, and we're like, he hasn't had the luck he really wanted this season, and we wanted to see if it would turn around, and it really did tonight. He did a good job. Now, I know he's one of the newer members here at Dr. Squatch, so, obviously you got to be proud of him. And he's locked into that chase in 2 weeks, man, so that's awesome.
Yeah, very proud. Derek. I raced with Derek last season with Cesar, and he's a good dude, and I was really super happy to have him join the team. We're really, really lucky to have him. But yeah, he's had an interesting season. He runs up front just about every race, and I think there's one race a couple weeks ago where he spun, with just a few laps to go, leading the race. So he's been running up front, just for whatever reason, hadn't been able to bring it home, and that makes that victory, all the sweeter.
Another one that we're waiting for is the Butcher. He's had kind of that same season where he's right up there doing what he has to do and just hasn't had the luck. But I think it's going to be an interesting, we're off for a week, so hopefully the drivers are going to be practicing now. Obviously Lucas Oil a lot different here than Gateway and a lot of the tracks that we've run tonight. So how do you think the chase is gonna end up?
Man, I'm really excited about this. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. You look at the top 16 drivers, and these are all guys we've been racing with all season, all quality racers. So certainly adds a little more pressure, adds a bit of an edge. And man, of all tracks to start with, we got to go to the tight small track in Lucas Oil. So we're going to get it off, and it's going to be a full-on battle royale, I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure of that too. And the other thing I'm sure of is we are out of time. I want to thank everybody once again for coming out to the Turn 3 Racing Network, checking out the TRJ Karting.com Blazing Pedals Truck Series. It's been a lot of fun. We do it every Sunday night. Well, I guess not every Sunday night because, Rick, you and I are off next week for Labor Day, and we are going to get back here and getting ready for Lucas Oil. 2 weeks from tonight, we hope to see you out here, right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Good night, everybody.